And we are live from Mitchell, South Dakota in the newly built Mitchell High School Gymnasium. Second time here, as I was here with Zach Spear calling the Yankton Bucks game in Gazelle's doubleheader, and still very impressive facility. We are here with the round of SODAK 16 as the Viborg-Hurley Cougars are taking on the White River Tigers. Viborg-Hurley 19-3 on the season, White River 12-10. We should have a really fun matchup here. SODAK 16, a great addition to the South Dakota playoff ecosystem, and it's able to give two teams of each region that recognition and that chance at making state. I think the whole state has supported SODAK 16 very well, and we're all very excited here. We should be tipping off by 5:30 here in Mitchell, South Dakota, and when we return on 5-Star Streaming, we will break down the points per game analysis, and then the last 5 games each one of these teams has played. Don't go anywhere on 5-Star Streaming.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
CHS Farmers Agronomy is a leading ag company based in Freeman and Parkston that offers a wide range of agronomy services, including crop protection, crop nutrients, and seed products. Energy solutions provided are propane, refined fuels, and lubricants, as well as animal nutrition and equipment services. CHS Farmers Alliance Agronomy offers comprehensive solutions for farmers, including cash bids, future trading, and grain contracts. Download the MyCHS app to stay up to date on important info. CHS Farmers Allegiance Agronomy in Freeman and Parkston is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Rewarding you for doing everyday things, like buying gas, shopping, and dining local. Does your bank do that? If you're a Core Trust customer, your bank does that. When you open a premium or preferred checking account and meet requirements, you get access to Core Trust perks powered by Bazing, an exclusive network offering 300,000 plus deals and discounts on dining, shopping, travel, fuel, and more. Visit us online, in person, or by phone. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming in Mitchell, South Dakota at a neutral site where the White River Tigers are taking on the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. White River on the season averaging 58.5 points per game. Very strong offense for a Class B school. And then they're also allowing 58.5 points per game. So their point differential is a flat 0. So they have a strong offense, pretty decent defense, and it's led to them having a 12-10 record. When we look at the Viborg-Hurley Cougars, their offense is a little bit lower on the scoring mark at 57.4. Still, high 50s is the goal for a consistent offense in high school basketball. And then we got to look at 43.9 points allowed per game. That is one of the best defensive marks in the state. And that's why the Cougars are 19-3. They have dominated all season, especially on the defensive end of the floor. Also, their point differential, 13.5 points per game. And that means the average Viborg-Hurley game is a 13.5 victory. So that offense, very strong. The defense holds up even better. So it should be great to see a high-scoring White River team playing the defensive powerhouse that has been the Viborg-Hurley Cougars all season. For the last 5 matchups between these two, or not between these two schools, but they each played. White River played Kadoka area most recently, 60-54. 60 points in a region game, very strong. Then they played Jones County prior, 68-58. Jones County, pretty solid team, also another postseason game. Pretty good stretch here. They lost to Little Wound. Little Wound, very good team, 79-63. So that was, their offense definitely fought with them. New Underwood, they beat by 3 points, 66-63. They have scored in 60 points or higher the last 4 games. This White River team is on fire on offense. But then they lost to Bridgewater Emory, 56-45. A solid Husky team. And that was just the, 4-game streak of scoring 60 points. Bridgewater Emory's defense held them to 45 that time. Now the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. They most recently defeated Centerville, a very strong Centerville team, 58-35. Prior to that, they defeated the Avon Pirates, 59-39. They defeated Howard, 51-31 prior to that. And then Scotland Minnow, 65-24. Dominant win against Scotland Minnow. And their last loss was against Wessington Springs, 55-47. The pattern here, Viborg-Hurley hasn't allowed more than 39 points the last 3 games. They have closed out the season, entered the postseason, defensive-minded. White River scoring more than 60 points. Very strong on the end for White River. So this is the key to the game. If White River can hold Viborg-Hurley and manage to score that high-scoring mark that they've been doing, that's their key to the game. Now, if Viborg-Hurley can play the defense they've been playing and slow down White River, who have had a couple games this season where their offense has been slowed down a bit, that's Viborg-Hurley's key to winning this game as well. So, 2 strong teams, SODAK 16, so top 16 teams all battling in the postseason. When we return, a little bit of pregame analysis, and then we'll get into the national anthem, starting lineups, and tip-off. Don't go anywhere on 5-Star Streaming.
The Freeman Shopping Center and Ace Hardware are your one-stop shop in Freeman, South Dakota, where you can literally shop for soup to nuts and everything in between. Freeman Shopping Center is your full-service grocery store with an Ace Hardware as well as the Heritage Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, over-the-counter health needs, and routine immunizations. Need it delivered? Delivery service is available. Freeman Shopping Center and Ace Hardware, along with Heritage Pharmacy, are proud sponsors of this sports broadcast. Best of luck to all area teams. When it comes to sports teams and players, they can do more when they have the best equipment. This also applies to manufacturing and agriculture. For 75 years, Vermeer Manufacturing has been equipping the world to do more. Vermeer is growing and is looking to fill positions in production. If you're looking, Vermeer is hiring and offering a great starting wage, great benefits, and a great workplace. Start your career with Vermeer, a proud sponsor of the Freeman students.
Freeman Lumber is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast and wants you to know that they are very proud of their staff who will assist you with friendly and courteous service. Stop by Freeman Lumber at 104 Main in Freeman and let them help you with your building needs, whether it is fencing, windows, siding, roofs, and remodels, or new builds, or just your everyday lumber needs. Stop in and deal with someone you know and can trust. That's the folks at Freeman Lumber Co. in Freeman, South Dakota.
Want your party to be a hoot? Then have it at Hoots Bar in Freeman, where they are always looking for a great group to party with. The staff at Hoots says stop in and try the selection of beers on tap or use the easy drive-up window for off sale. But the Hoots team would rather see you join them inside. Hoots Bar in Freeman offers darts, lottery, and golf. You can also relax with your cocktail in the outdoor beer garden. Hungry? Order up a delicious Hoots Bar Pizza. Fun, friendly, helpful staff is waiting for you at Hoots Bar in Freeman. See you at Hoots. Brule Manufacturing Company of Freeman, South Dakota has a large inventory of steel for buildings and fabrication needs. They stock square and rectangular tube, pipe, angles, channels, and rounds. Rural Manufacturing also stocks shapes in stainless steel. Their sheet metal stock consists of hot-rolled steel, stainless steel, and galvanized steel. Concrete rebar is also in stock in sizes 3/8 to 3/4 in 20-foot lengths. Call Rural Manufacturing in Freeman for pricing or info on fabrication services available.
One, two, three.
We reach across distances so vast. Sometimes they seem impossible, but they're not. And every day we get up and do it all over again. Because we all know that nothing matters more than coming together. Wherever, whenever, however. Connecting you to what matters most. To learn more, visit goldenwest.com/whenever.
We are back on 5-Star streaming on YouTube just couple minutes before White River, the Tigers, take on the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Both teams warming up here. You can tell that these teams are both really good from beyond the arc. So the three-point shot may very well decide how this game goes. We will have to see here in the round of 16, also known as the SODAK 16 here in South Dakota, a very welcome addition a few years ago. So the key thing here is that White River, very strong team, only senior Trey Rattlingleaf. And then you got to look at Viborg-Hurley. They have Braden Morrison, Brenner Gertis, Jake Austin, Nolan Koltoff, Walker Warwick, Brady Schroedermeyer, all seniors. So Viborg-Hurley has kind of hit that core development where all these players have been able to play basketball for varsity the past few years together, kind of gel as a team. White River making the SODAK 16, and you have one junior in Makai Krogman and one senior in Trey Rattlingleaf. It is a team that is, kind of like exceeding the timeline here. They're playing great basketball for such a young team. And you got to think that's because you have good athletes, you got a good coach, they're playing well. And then Viborg-Hurley, they have developed and gelled, and they are ready. And they also have a little bit of a size advantage here. Brody Schroedermeyer, 6'4" guard. Brock Fredrickson, 6'3". Then you also have Walker Warwick, 6'3", Nolan Koltoff, 6'4". You do have a couple taller players in Trey Rattlingleaf at 6'2", Makai Krogman at 6'1", Colton Wallen at 6'3" on White River. So, and look at this. We are 30 seconds away from national anthem and starting lineups and tip-off here on 5-Star Streaming, and we could not be more excited, as well as the crowd. This should be a great show here in Mitchell, South Dakota. Always nice having a neutral site game because then you can have both crowds show up as much as they possibly can.
Welcome, basketball fans, to the Mitchell High School tonight's SODAK 16 game between the top-seeded 19-3 Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
You have Viborg-Hurley 19-3 heading into this. White River 12-10. So you have the classic 1 versus 16 seed. And the thing is, you never know till the game's over. You always think it might be the 1 seed, and we will have the national anthem here soon.
Welcome you to tonight's game. High school sports are a privilege to play.
South Dakota High School Activities Association PA announcement being made. Good sportsmanship, community support. And here we have the national anthem here and the flag song as well.
Remove your hat, cap, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military, not in uniform, may also salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lakota flag song, sung by Lower Brule native Clyde Estes, followed by our national anthem.
the Lakota flag song and the national anthem here tonight. Announcing the cheerleaders for White River and then the starting lineup. Crowd shuffling into the gym here. Should have good attendance for this SODAK 16 matchup here in Mitchell. Yeah, this Mitchell Stadium, very nice, very well built and attached to the high school. You can tell that it is a very new facility, and it's a great site here to have a neutral site game. And here is the White River Tigers starting lineup. Bryson, 1 star, a sophomore guard standing at 5'10". Number 10, a sophomore forward at 6'1", Jackson Krogman. Craig Stoddard, a sophomore guard at 5'9", starting at number 11. Number 14, Maddox Marshall, a forward guard, freshman guard at 6 foot. And then Makai Krogman wearing number 23, a junior forward at 6'1". That is your White River Tigers starting lineup. And here is the Viborg-Hurley Cougars starting lineup. Braden Morrison, a senior at 6'2", wearing number 1. Jake Austin, he's a senior wearing number 3. Nolan Koltoff's a 6'4" senior wearing number 4. Walker Warwick, senior at 6'3", wears number 5. And Brady Schrodemeyer, number 23, senior guard at 6'4". And here we have White River and Viborg-Hurley tipping off for action here. Viborg-Hurley on your screen. White jerseys, orange trim, black lettering. White River, purple jerseys, yellow lettering, yellow and white trim. Number 23 tipping off for Viborg-Hurley. That'll be Brady Schrodemeyer. Also tipping off at number 23, Makai Krogman for White River. And here we have tip-off here. Ball is up. Tip is won by Viborg-Hurley, and it's brought down. Jake Austin will control the offense for the Cougars. Try to shake the defender. Bounce pass down to Brady Schrodemeyer. Kick over to Koltoff. Pass it over to Austin. He looks at the rim. He'll go side to side, pick up his dribble, kick it down low, and a foul called against White River. First one of the game and first team foul. Maddox Marshall called for the foul. First foul of the game is assessed against the White River Tigers. Inbounding, the Cougars. Pass broken up, and they say it was off of Brady Schrodemeyer. White River holds Viborg-Hurley scoreless on the first possession of the game. Running the point is Craig Stoddard. Guarded all the way out there by Jake Austin with the on-ball pressure. He'll bounce pass it quick to Jackson Krogman, and he'll hand it off to Bryson 1 star. 1 star being guarded by Schrodemeyer, tries to drive on him. Can't quite find a lane. He'll give it up to Stoddard. Stoddard crossing over, spin move, pass out. Jackson Krogman creating separation, kicks it back to Stoddard. Stoddard, top of the key, Maddox Marshall. Marshall swarm, Bryson 1 star, thought about a shot. He'll kick it over the corner. Makai Krogman gets it back. He'll post up 1 second, takes a fadeaway jumper at the timer, and it's brought down by Viborg-Hurley. That is that Viborg-Hurley defense. They almost forced a shot clock violation on the first possession of the game. Down the other way, Viborg-Hurley trying to get their first score in the first one of the game. Walker Warwick pops it over to Schrodemeyer, plays back and forth over to Jake Austin. Austin swings to Morrison, kicks it to Warwick. Warwick, quick shot. Jake Austin punches the pass down low. Koltoff posting up is Schrodemeyer. Foul on the ground. Brady Schrodemeyer fouled by White River. 2 team fouls against the Tigers. No scores so far, 0-0. And we still got 6:33 in the quarter. Viborg-Hurley inbound, spin move, hook shot, off the rim, brought down by White River. You can tell this is playoff basketball. Defensive intensity is high. Up the river, Bryson 1-star for the Tigers. Step back three. It's up. It bounces off the front of the iron, pulled down by Nolan Koltoff of Viborg-Hurley. Jake Austin running the point for the Cougars. Kicks it up to the wing. Walker Warwick. He's contested down to Schroedermeyer, being doubled in the post. Doesn't matter. He's got the first points of the game. 2-0 Cougar lead. Working their way on offense are the Tigers. Over in the corner, pass it up to the wing. Maddox Marshall just crossing over. Dribble handoff, doesn't go for it. He does give it up to Bryson 1-star. 1-star driving at the basket on Schroedermeyer. He's guarded. He can't find anything. Walled up. Krogman cuts. Loses his dribble, picks it back up, scoops it up, and it falls off the far side of the glass. Viborg-Hurley initiating their offense. Jake Austin running the point. Kicks it over. Braden Morrison. Quick pass to Koltoff. Kicks down low to Austin. And cutting, taking a shot. No good. Saved by Viborg-Hurley. It's out of bounds. Now this Tiger defense, they have been standing up strong, just trying to get their way on offense. Still 2-0 here, and we got 5:08 to go in the first. Quick pause for Bryson 1-star to tie his shoe. Craig Stoddard calling the play for White River. Guarded by Austin all the way out there beyond the three-point line. Slip screen from Krogman, doesn't take it. 1-star thought about the three. He'll take the midi instead. That rolls off. Just a little bit much on it. Viborg-Hurley running back the offense. Walker Warwick crossing behind his back, dribbling out the basketball. Bounce pass, Morrison. Over to the corner, Austin three, wide open. Rolls off the rim, kicked over, rebounded by Schroedermeyer. What team rebounding effort there? Clearing out, calling the play, top of the key, Austin. Austin swings it over, pass down low to Schroedermeyer. It's held up, jump ball. Good attempt at the rim for Schroedermeyer, but Makai Krogman anticipated the shot attempt. Gets a hand on the ball. White River takes over. Bryson 1-star will travel up the court for White River on this possession. Bounce pass it quickly over to Stoddard. Stoddard to Krogman. Hand off to 1-star. He'll take the screen. Can't shake Austin quite. Pass out of it. Stoddard crossing over. Taking it to the rack, through the contact, and it's a little short. Viborg-Hurley gets another rebound, and that defense shows how they allow less than 48 points a game. Top of the key, Schroedermeyer kicks it back to Austin. Austin behind the back, kind of waiting for that up-ball motion. Warwick down low to Schroedermeyer. He's tripled in the post, leaves a cutter and a bucket for Brenner Gertis. White River, bullet pass up top, almost stolen, but they get a three-pointer off. First Tiger point is a three from number 10, Jackson Krogman. Austin takes it back up for Viborg-Hurley. Now it's 4-3 on the scoreboard. 3:24 to go in the first quarter. Pass down low, pump fake, shot attempt at the rim. Brenner Gertis gets another bucket quickly here. And and a steal and another shot made. Viborg-Hurley trying to build a lead here. That two-pointer made by number 3, Jake Austin. Other end, White River gets an answer. What a shot from Makai Krogman at the rim, banks it in off the glass. The offense has picked up a lot in the past minute here. It's 8-5 now. Viborg-Hurley back in offense. Can't quite find that lane for Gertis. He'll kick it back up to Schroedermeyer on the wing. Driving, spinning. Back to Gertis. Thought about it. Schroedermeyer in the corner. Pass broken up. Finds its way to Austin. White River opting for a 2-3 zone look here. Cutting at the rim is Austin. Floater. Falls short. Rebound by White River. What an effort. Maddox Marshall slows down the pace just a little bit for the Tigers. Craig Stoddard pops the three and makes the three. It is an offensive explosion here, 8-8. Viborg-Hurley back on offense. They got 2 minutes in the first tie ball game, 8-8. Foul on the ground against White River. Viborg-Hurley checks in a couple new faces. They get Koltoff back from the starting lineup and Braden Morrison back from the starting lineup. Inbounding Viborg-Hurley under the basket. Surveying. Kick it up to Koltoff. He'll take it right at the rack, and the shot rolls in. First make for Nolan Koltoff of the game. Viborg-Hurley takes the lead back. Craig Stoddard driving, banks it off the glass and in. He has been electric. Back on offense, Viborg-Hurley. Schroedermeyer kicks it up to Gertis. Gertis down to Morrison, pops the three. It's short rebound, Schroedermeyer. Dribble up and fouled on the shot attempt. Yep, fouled on the shot attempt is Brady Schroedermeyer, the senior guard for Viborg-Hurley. Schroedermeyer makes that first free throw. Definitely a star for Viborg-Hurley, and White River's done a great job playing a double team down in the post, trying to make it really difficult, and he's had to get his teammates involved. And he misses that second one. Brought down by Viborg-Hurley, put back up, and fouled on the shot attempt. Viborg-Hurley goes back to the free throw line almost immediately. Nolan Koltoff back at the line for the Cougars. First shot up and in. Makes it look easy here. Viborg-Hurley getting some shots, slowing down the pace here. 12-10, though. We have a good game so far in the first round of SODAK 16. Second shot up, no good. And a push on the rebound means that it will be Tiger basketball. Looks like Brenner Gertis called for the foul, his first on the game, and the first team on the Cougars. Also, something to note is that the Tigers are in the bonus now. Initiating White River, Craig Stoddard. He's got the ball, dribble handoff, Marshall. Marshall controls the pace, swings it to one star. He'll cross over and kind of dribble that out. Looks at the rim, doesn't take the shot. Marshall back to one star, catch and shoot three from beyond the arc. Good! What a shot for Bryson One Star. Viborg-Hurley kind of sending a lot of pressure at One Star. He's got to opt for some catch and shoot looks and some off-ball cuts. Kick down low, pump fake, shot attempt fading away. Rebound Schroedermeyer up and in. Brady Schroedermeyer is just dominating at the rim right now. Maddox Marshall pops the three and answers. Now my coworker Max here, he kind of pointed out White River's got a good three-point offense, and they have really stood up to that. 16-14, Tigers lead. Kick down low for Viborg-Hurley, shot at the rim in. Nolan Koltoff, the offensive explosion has considerably, it's jumped for both teams. We started 2-0 after 3 minutes. We're back up to 16-16, tied up. White River, 1 second, pop the shot. It's short. We'll end the first quarter on 5-star streaming. 16-16, White River, Viborg-Hurley. We'll be back.
At Merchant State Bank, Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them at msb-sd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is always proud to sponsor the academic and athletic activities in the communities they serve. Good luck tonight to both the Irene-Maconda Eagles and the Viborg-Hurley Cougars as they kick off their football season. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, high school seniors, how would you like a full ride scholarship to one of the 4 technical schools in South Dakota? With Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career program, we partner high school seniors with local companies. Seniors choose a school and the course of study that matches your company. The partner company pays half a scholarship, and the other half is paid by the Build Dakota Scholarship Program. This program is open to seniors in South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. For more on Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career, go to yanktonsd.com.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming in the first round, in the only round of SODAK 16. Viborg-Hurley, White River tied up here. The Tigers and Cougars going back and forth. Viborg-Hurley starts out, kicks it down low, shot off the glass, good. Koltoff, he starts right where he left off with 2 shots off the rim. One star goes the other way for White River. Shakes the defender, doesn't take the shot. He'll give it over to Makai Krogman. Dribble handoff, pull-up shot. Stoddard, good. Stoddard looking like Klay Thompson out there wearing number 11 and popping catch-and-shoot threes. What a shot there. White River takes the lead back by 1 point. Viborg-Hurley, Schroedermeyer kicks it over to Austin, floats it down low, kick over to the corner. Warwick can't make the 3, but it's tipped out by Morrison. Good instinct there. Austin kicks it up, finds its way over in Schroedermeyer's hands. He'll just try to take it at the rim, and he's fouled on the ground. The thing here is that White River's done a good job. They've only allowed 5 Schroedermeyer points, but they have fouled a few times. They have mixed up their rotation, but every player on the floor for the Tigers is fouled now. Catch-and-shoot three-pointer quickly for the Cougars made by Morrison. Braden Morrison, his first made shot of the game. White River takes it back up the court in offense with some speed. They'll kick it over to Stoddard, and it's stolen by Braden Morrison. What a two-way play. Slowing it down is Austin, point guard for the Cougars. Kicks it over, Koltoff, handoff, Warwick. Pass down low, Schroedermeyer, easy bucket off the glass. Viborg-Hurley's offense kind of gotten going a little bit here. Makai Krogman looking to pass it up. He gets it to Maddox. Marshall kick it down low to Bryson, 1-star. Back over to Marshall, and he makes the 3. White River cannot miss from three-point land. This is an astounding three-point versus inside dichotomy here, as the Tigers are taking a lot of jumpers and making them. Down low, short push shot, no good. Attempt from Koltoff is rebounded by the Tigers. Pass intended for 1-star, tipped by Austin of Viborg-Hurley, and the Tigers will inbound the basketball. Inbounding is Craig Stoddard, one of the lead guards for White River. He's got 8. Looks to pass it in. Kicks it way back to Maddox Marshall, and he'll slow down the offense here for White River. Off-ball play there for Stoddard. He'll take it back way past the wing. Over to 1-star, down low to Marshall. Marshall double team, and he steps out of bounds. White River turns the ball over, and the Cougars take back possession. 23-22, 5:42 to go in the first half. Viborg-Hurley back to running the show. Braden Morrison kicks it back to Austin. Austin over to the wing. Walker Warwick gets it back up there. He'll drive a little bit, try to create inside pressure. He's walled up over to Koltoff. He'll take another floater and make it. Koltoff has just been dynamite from inside the arc. He's got 9 points already. Thought about a shot. Krogman kicks it down. Pass it back. Stoddard down low, pass intended for Makai Krogman on the cut. Doesn't find him in possession, and it goes out of bounds. And our first timeout here on 5-Star Streaming, and we'll take a really quick one here.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming. Viborg-Hurley they've really gotten their offense going. The post-up shot, Schroedermeyer, Koltoff, but then White River with Craig Stoddard, Maddox Marshall, Bryson 1-Star. They've hit a lot of three-pointers here, and it's kept them in the game. 25-22, just an absolute offensive show so far since halfway through the first quarter. Braden Morrison for Viborg-Hurley. Kicks it up to the wing. It'll be Warwick. Warwick pass intended for Schroedermeyer. White River defends it well, and they'll take back possession. That's the key here, is that White River's defense is a pretty solid unit, and they've managed to kind of fight toe-to-toe with Viborg-Hurley. 1-Star running the point. Slowing it down, hands it off to Stoddard. Stoddard trying to clear out Marshall off the basketball. White River just trying to distribute as much as they can. Ball finds itself in Marshall's hands. Hands it back off to Stoddard. Drive a little bit. Tries to find that lane. Kick it over to Krogman. Mackay Krogman kicks it back to the wing. Stoddard driving on the defense. Kicks it back out. Marshall thought about a shot. He doesn't take it. He'll post up. 3 seconds left. He's got to take something. And the shot almost goes in, but it's after the shot clock violation. That's the thing here. The Viborg-Hurley Cougar defense, there's a reason they're the top-ranked team in Class A. Their defense is so stout. Jake Austin at the top of the key runs that point for Viborg-Hurley. Kicks it over to Gertis on the wing. Quickly to Austin. Austin drives on it, pulls up for the jumper, and it's nothing but net. Austin's got 4 now. White River looks for the handoff. Mackay Krogman clears it out, tries to find the open cutter. He gets it back to Marshall. Marshall hands it off to Stoddard. Stoddard, crossover. Swings it over, pass. He's got way too much contact over on the baseline. White River fouled by Viborg-Hurley, and they'll keep possession of the ball. Vintage Viborg and Hurley jerseys under the basket. Nice to see. White River kicks the ball in over to 1-Star in the corner. He's been doubled almost the whole game. Krogman on the wing. Kicks it down to Mackay. Pass intended for Jackson, stolen by Austin. He'll try to go the full direction. Scores on 1-Star off the basket. Bryson 1-Star pushes the pace. Swings around for the Tigers. Gets that Krogman screen. Pass over to Stoddard. Pops that 3. Rolls off the rim. Rebounded by 1-Star. What a miraculous effort on Schroedermeyer. He kicks it over the corner. Maddox Marshall. What a splash. Maddox Marshall saves the run there and scores for White River. What a play there. Swing pass down by 1-Star. Brenner Gertis kicks it down low, and Austin finds himself with a score right off for a layup. White River dribbles the ball, takes it down the other side of the court, gets an on-ball screen. Kick it back to Maddox Marshall, top of the key, calling for the Mackay Krogman screen. He'll slip it quick, and the pass on the pick and roll from Marshall just finds itself out of bounds. I think of Maddox Marshall, freshman, solid player. It's just that this Viborg-Hurley defense has thrown some looks that have been really hard to navigate if you're Maddox Marshall. 2:44 to go in the first half. The Cougars lead the Tigers 31-25. Jake Austin at the top of the key being pressured by the defense. Kicks it over to Schroedermeyer. Schroedermeyer tries to clear out that ball. Kick it down to the corner. Catch and shoot 3. Lincoln Van Orsdale tipped up by Koltoff. What a rebound. Schroedermeyer for Viborg-Hurley, kind of keeping that slower pace. Jake Austin pulls up for the mid-range jumper. Falls short, pulled down by Brenner Gertis. Viborg-Hurley gets another shot on another offensive rebound. Schroedermeyer drives on the defense through Krogman and off the glass. Nothing but smooth sailing for Brady Schroedermeyer. He gets another shot inside the arc. Stoddard was going to step back for a 3. Gets the ball back at the rim, and he hits the ground. Viborg-Hurley survives the possession. Jake Austin running the point for Viborg. Hurley kicks it over. Swing to Lincoln Van Orsdale. Back to Schroedermeyer on the wing. He'll give it back to Brenner Gertis. And a pass broken up by one star. And he is fouled by Schroedermeyer. Confusion on the contact there, but one star, he was going for the pass, and he catches a little bit of a stiff arm from Schroedermeyer, who was just trying to box out and get their ball. That's what you want to see if you're the best player from each team, is that effort trying to go for the basketball, and they both did that. Inbounding is Maddox Marshall up to Craig Stoddard. Craig Stoddard running that point for White River. Calls for a clear out, getting Maddox Marshall away. Back to Bryson, one star, back over. Kicks it into the corner. Stoddard flies it over to Jackson Krogman. Back to Bryson, one star, way beyond the arc. Over to Stoddard. He pops the three, a little bit of space, no good. Rebound by Makai Krogman. Kick it over to the corner. Jackson Krogman. Shot a little, falls off of that rim. Viborg-Hurley allows an offensive rebound, but they don't allow a score on that possession. We've got less than a minute to go in the first half. It is 33-25. Posting up, Brenner Gertis in the high post. Kicks it back up top to Nolan Koltoff. Gives it over to Braden Morrison. Morrison, pass up top. Looking for the thing. Schroedermeyer pops the three and swishes it. What a shot there, and the first outside jumper for Schroedermeyer on the game. Bryson, one star's got 27 seconds on the half, 24 on the shot clock. He'll dribble out some of this possession here. Try to collect on the last shot attempt of the half. Head coach of White River calling for off-ball action. On-ball slip screen, kick over to Marshall. Marshall thought about it. He'll dribble, take it at the rim, and it's off of the basket. And no shot attempt for Viborg-Hurley because of and that might be the end of the half. They might put some time back on the clock. Officials discussing where to put the clock. It looked like about 2.1 seconds from my view, but I'm not quite sure of what they want to call it after the shot clock violation. Still deciding. Oh, looks like they're going to take it over to the baseline. Oh, okay. Look, yeah, it looks like they'll bring it over to this far side of the court. 0.6 seconds, not very much time. Viborg-Hurley hypothetically has a three-quarter court shot attempt here. White River is going to opt to just guard the basket. Viborg-Hurley. White River's inbounding. It looks like it was off of Viborg-Hurley on the rebound. Viborg-Hurley guarding the full court shot attempt. Pass it into Marshall. It's slipped over into Viborg-Hurley's hands. We'll go into halftime. 36-25 on 5-Star Streaming.
Hey, high school seniors, how would you like a full ride scholarship to one of the 4 technical schools in South Dakota? With Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career program, we partner high school seniors with local companies. Seniors choose a school and the course of study that matches your company. The partner company pays half a scholarship, and the other half is paid by the Build Dakota Scholarship Program. This program is open to seniors in South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. For more on Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career, go to yanktonsd.com. Hey, high school seniors, how would you like a full ride scholarship to one of the 4 4 technical schools in South Dakota. With Yankton Thrive, YanktonSD.com.
Hi, this is Mike from Murph's Appliance of Vermilion. We are your one-stop for quality brand name appliances and expert advice and service. We are committed to giving you the best selection and service at the lowest possible price. Experience Big City selection on Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and KitchenAid appliances with all our personal small-town service. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturday, 10 to 1. You can also check out our inventory and shop online at murphsappliance.com. Or call us at 605-624-7491. That's Murph's Appliance, historic downtown Vermilion.
Helena Agra Enterprises is one of the foremost agronomic solution providers in the U.S. with over 500 branch locations. Helena markets and sells inputs that improve agricultural productivity for greater customer returns. Helena's theme of people, products, knowledge reinforces the company's commitment to helping customers succeed through the knowledgeable and dedicated people, useful and unique products, and the latest proven technologies. Helena is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
Trust Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning in Viborg for all your HVAC needs. Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning features Coleman Heating and Cooling Units. The Coleman name is a trusted icon in America. Known for the rugged dependability and tremendous value, Coleman products stand the test of time. So if you need HVAC work, let the professionals at Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning handle the task from start to finish. Give them a call for whatever the South Dakota weather throws your way.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with a small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msvsd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is a proud sponsor of the athletic and academic activities in the communities they serve, hoping this season is a memorable one. From Merchant State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Get your grocery list and head to Hometown Grocery on Main Street in Viborg. Warm up with hot deals at Hometown Grocery, home of super savings, putting more purchase power into your food dollars. So pile up the pantry, load up the shelves. With hundreds of new items, you'll find everything on your grocery list if you can find room in your freezer. Visit Hometown Grocery on Facebook and check out the latest ad to save even more. Hometown Grocery is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Good luck, Cougars.
And we return on 5-star streaming with our halftime show. So the key thing is here we'll go over some scores around the state, and then we'll kind of talk about some of the trends of this game, and I will have special guest, first-time 5-star communications employee Max Wesch on for some of his opinions on what's going on in this game. So Castlewood, end of first half, leads Timberlake 29-15. So pretty good game there. Timberlake definitely giving Castlewood a run for their money here in Class B. Viborg-Hurley here, as we both know, 36-25. So pretty strong showing so far. DeSmet leads Ipswich 27-34. What a 27-24. What a performance so far from Ipswich to kind of keep that very close, especially punching up to, the number 2 team. So, Max, first quarter there, the defense, it was 2-0 for the longest time.
Yeah, I came into this game, I watched White River in warm-ups, and I thought, man, they can really shoot the leather off the basketball. And we didn't see it in the first 4 minutes. But, as that first quarter went on and as that second quarter progressed, every shot they were taking seemed to go in. And I think that's what's kind of helped them keep this ball game within reach.
Yeah, you made an astute observation. Good three-point shooting can close the gaps when it comes to maybe size or, experience, because this White River team, a lot of good athletes, really good coach, and Viborg-Hurley also has good athletes and coach, but they have a lot of experience playing together. A lot of seniors, a lot of juniors in that rotation. We have both the teams taking back the court right now. So White River at multiple threes there. Craig Stoddard alone hit multiple of those. He hit 2 of those. We saw one from Bryson. 1-star Maddox Marshall hit multiple threes, and then he started to get really swarmed out in the perimeter. Like, do we think that swarming the pressure of the 3 headed guard trio of White River, that can kind of be Viborg-Hurley's defensive key to the game?
Yeah, well, there's no question that Viborg-Hurley's got the size advantage. I think every bucket we've seen has been getting down low, getting in the post, getting your body big. So where White River's going to have to excel is getting quick hands on the defensive end, getting in the passing lanes, and hitting more threes, because honestly, what they've been doing so far has been great, but it still seems to not be enough.
Yeah, exactly. That down low physicality, they've got a couple players that are taller than anyone on that White River roster. We've especially seen Nolan Koltoff and Brady Schroedermeyer take off from the paint. Nolan Koltoff hit a mid-range jumper. He hit 3 shots at the rim, and then Brady Schroedermeyer, he hit 4 shots all within the paint. And then he also hit a 3. And they kept a good job of keeping Schroedermeyer in a difficult position early on. They were making sure to seal him at the basket. They were also making sure to practically send a double team anytime the ball wasn't even in his hands. And that's the best thing about not having that a 3-second defensive violation call in high school, is that you're able to wall up against some of those dominant interior scorers. But the key is here, that doesn't mean that you can let other players score. You still have to put some pressure on. The Cougars really found their offensive, they found their norm in that second quarter, and White River's, three-point shooting really caught up, but it got a little bit difficult. In Viborg-Hurley, they forced a shot clock violation, and they almost did on another possession where Maddox Marshall has had to pull up a turnaround jumper with 1 second. So White River, if they can kind of sneak into that pocket and get, a play that maybe haven't ran so far, maybe they can catch Viborg-Hurley off guard and try to create some actions that get a shot up in the first 20 seconds of the shot clock. Because once you get to 15 seconds, it starts to be a little bit of a panic.
Yeah, I think the main words for me are offensive rebounding and double team, double team, double team. I think we've seen a lot of dominant post play and a lot of offensive rebounding from these 6'4", 6'3" guards. Sorry, not guards, bigs. I think White River, they're doing the right thing offensively. I mean, if you can get 25 points on a half against Viborg-Hurley, I don't think anyone's complaining. I think what they've got to do different is they've got to lock down this defensive post, and they've got to not let anybody be single team down there if they're 6 foot or taller.
Good analysis there, Max. We'll return with the second half of action here in SODAK 16 play. And make sure to remember, this is the first game of a doubleheader here in Mitchell. We don't see this much in the SODAK 16 because we'll be seeing the Freeman Flyers play the Lower Brule Sioux. We'll return on 5-Star Streaming.
Building a team takes the right mix of quality materials and expertise. You can find the lumber and materials for your next project at Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. Farmers Lumber Company knows that both area teams are built strong and are sure to be successful in tonight's game and beyond. So if you need lumber or hardware for your spring project, make sure to stop by Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. From Farmers Lumber Company, good luck to both teams.
The Viborg-Hurley Cougars are guilty of not only being great athletes, but great young adults growing into a great asset for the community. That's why Gary Ward of the Ward Law Office is proud to support the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Young Viborg-Hurley students are the future of our community, and the future is bright. So from Ward Law Office in Viborg, good luck to Viborg-Hurley Cougar student athletes in the game and in life. Go Cougars!
Attention farmers looking for expert agronomy services and top-notch chemical spraying to maximize your fields? Look no further than Central Farmers Cooperative in Irene. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, their skilled agronomists tailor their advice to your fields, ensuing optimal crop health and productivity, targeting weeds and pests while preserving your soil's integrity. Call Chris Rutledge at 605-660-4146. Central Farmers Cooperative, cultivating excellence in every field.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming with the second half of Viborg-Hurley Cougars versus the White River Tigers. So the key thing here is, Max, we talked about Viborg-Hurley's post offense, but then we also talked about how White Rivers really shot the three-pointer well. They just struggled to get shots up early in the shot clock later in that, first half. So we'll have to see if there are any, adjustments here. White River starts with the ball. Ball is in, and we're on. Maddox Marshall gets it to Craig Stoddard, being guarded way out there by Austin. Viborg-Hurley does not want that jumper getting shot. Pass up to Makai Krogman, handoff to Maddox Marshall. Crossing over, swings it. Makai Krogman. Stoddard thought about the three. He'll pass it over to the corner. Wide open Marshall, nothing but net.
And that's what happens when you get caught on the double team. Someone's wide open in the corner. They take advantage.
Exactly. If you're going to double the guard, you've got to be able to find the open man. Jake Austin, top of the key for Viborg-Hurley. Passes it over, gets it right back so his dribble can stay alive. He'll try to cut on the defense. Walker Warwick tries to clear it out. Over in the corner, pass up top to Schroedermeyer. Schroedermeyer back to Austin. Back over to Warwick. He'll spin move. Walled up at the rim. Timeout, Viborg-Hurley.
Yeah, good timeout from Coach there. Their offense looked kind of discombobulated, didn't really know what they were doing. 6 seconds on the shot clock, good to regroup here.
Definitely. That was the key thing there, is that their offense really couldn't get a groove going. And we'll stay here on 5-Star Streaming. Yeah, that post, they really didn't have much going. They were trying to get it back to Austin, the point guard, to reset. This way they can have a designated play and game plan coming out of the huddle.
Yeah, we saw a couple of different sets trying to be run on that one possession. You saw him put the fist up. You saw another play being drawn. Nothing really got open. So with 6 seconds on the shot clock, maybe you look for a quick pass, quick shot, or maybe drive to the basket.
Yeah, those are definitely some good looks there for them to take, as it's what they've been knocking down all game. We'll have Austin inbounding for the Cougars under the basket. Floats it over the defense, and cutting down low and making the shot is Braden Morrison. He had a three-pointer earlier in the game. 1-star, other way for White River. He gets it broken up by Schroedermeyer. He'll take it the full way, lay it up off the glass, make it look easy. That's the key about Schroedermeyer. He's a good perimeter defender, and he's also an offensive weapon. Going the other direction, takes a tough shot and makes it, is Jackson Krogman of the Tigers. Jake Austin bringing it up for the Cougars, 40-30. They lead the Tigers, 6:20 to go in the third quarter. Driving is Austin, floats the pass down low. Easy shot, missed off a little bit. 1-star brings down the rebound.
Viborg-Hurley crowd wanted the foul there.
Yeah, defense down there strong at the rim. White River passing the ball around, kind of initiating. Over to Krogman, kicks it up to Makai Krogman. 1-star will take the deep three. Finds the inside of the rim, but it doesn't fall down. Cougars bring down the ball. Jake Austin up to Brenner Gertis. Swing pass over to Jake Austin. He'll drive on the defense, kick it over to the corner. Pull-up jumper Morrison. That falls a little off the side of the rim. And it might just stay with Viborg-Hurley as it's poked out of bounds by White River. Walker Warwick inbounds. Cross-court pass to Morrison. He gets another three under his belt.
Great shot there by Morrison. Really stepped into it. All the confidence in the world.
Yeah, that's a key there. Good three-point shooter, needs confidence. Got to let it fly when you have a window. Pass it over the corner. We'll see Makai Krogman take a three. Far side of the rim, almost rebounded by 1-star, and he hits the ground as Schroedermeyer tipped the ball out of bounds.
Looks like Viborg-Hurley is getting some three-pointers of their own this half. Let's see how White River responds.
Yeah, those shots can really build a lead here. They'll need to keep up on offense. And pass intended for Stoddard, stolen. Taking the whole way, Schroedermeyer slam dunk.
Don't see that too often in Class B basketball, huh, Parker?
You don't. Normally it's that tall star player, and we have a timeout, and we'll take one as well on 5-Star Streaming.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
We return to 5-star streaming. Brady Schrodemeyer threw down a slam after a stolen pass intended for Stoddard.
Yeah, that's not the first steal that these guys have gotten in this first half. Really active on the defensive end. Love what they're doing top of the key. Getting out in transition, getting these easy layups.
I agree with that. That's the thing is if you can anticipate the pass, you can get a lot of easy scores on the other end of the ball. The Tigers inbound. The thing is they're only down 15. This game is not out of reach. They pass it down to Maddox, and he is double teamed. Marshall can't find a lane. Kicks it back up to 1-star. 1-star breaking down the defender, kicks it cross court. Jackson Krogman pops the three. It rolls off. Schrodemeyer rebound.
Big rebound there for Viborg-Hurley. Really got up strong for it. Love the effort.
Braden Morrison breaking down the defense, kicks it over to Jake Austin, pops the tray from outside and rattles it home. What a shot from Austin. White River takes it the other way. What a crossover. Finish at the rim, off of the glass, hits the ground is Stoddard. Jake Austin takes it the other direction, tries to slow it down, control the defense. Pass it over, floater shot, falls short, put back Schrodemeyer. It has been the half of Schrodemeyer.
Look at the big man in there. Great second rebound. Great second effort.
1-star passes out of the pressure. Pass over to Jackson Krogman. He'll drive on the defense, kick it up top. Maddox Marshall thought about the shot, and he is a little bit too much contact on behalf of Schrodemeyer. White River will keep the basketball. 50-30, 3:55 to go in the third quarter. Viborg-Hurley's got some players checking in. They'll give a break to Braden Morrison as well as Walker Warwick. Inbounding, Maddox Marshall. He's trying to find the cutting 1-star. He does. He's double-teamed immediately on the catch. He'll try to dribble out of it. A little bit of contact, blocking foul. He had no way. His progress was impeded. In positions like that, Max, you kind of want to go for the jump ball because you have the player trapped.
Yeah, when you get the player trapped like that, get your hands in there on the ball. They're not going to call a foul on that if you got two on the ball. So get your hands in there, get a jump ball, see the possession arrow go the other way.
Inbounding is Stoddard, looking for the cutter. And he finds Jackson Krogman, broken up, saved by 1-star almost, and it goes out of bounds.
Great hustle there. Couldn't quite keep it in bounds, but I like the hustle.
Exactly. Love the hustle. Result just went down a little bit. That's how you can climb back into that game as well. Jake Austin running the point for Viborg-Hurley. Kicks up to Schrodemeyer on the wing. Schrodemeyer finds the cutter off ball, Van Orsdale. Van Orsdale pass over to the wing, Gertis. Gertis trying to clear it out. Kicks it up top. Van Orsdale pops the three a little long. Brought down by number 25, Wallen. And a foul over the back. And that is called against White River.
Yeah, and I know it didn't go in, Parker, but that's another open three on the top of the key. White River's really got to get out to the perimeter if they want a chance at getting some stops here.
Exactly. There's an effort to contest by 1-star, but Austin floats it up all the way to the roof and it falls in. Pass up top to 1-star, top of the key, guarded by Schrodemeyer. Dribbling it out. 1-star, 5'10", being guarded by a very tall Schrodemeyer. Catch and shoot three for Maddox Marshall. No good. Rebound effort. Jackson Krogman gets it into the hands of Viborg-Hurley. Like you said, hustle plays are definitely out there for the Tigers. They just need to convert on that offensive end.
Yeah, shots don't seem to be falling the same way.
And Schrodemeyer gets it, gives it back to Austin, and finds the cutter for two. White River back on offense. Colton Wallen thought about it. He'll pass it off to Bryson 1-star. Bryson 1-star drives on the defense, stepping over. Double team. Kicks the pass over. Marshall. Krogman pretty strong at the basket, and Schrodemeyer draws a charge.
Way to set your feet there. You know, this Viborg-Hurley bracket defense seems to be working amazing in this third quarter. We're getting a lot more aggressive on the perimeter, getting these double teams out, not letting these three-point shots go up as easily, and it's really showing in this third quarter as they've stretched their lead from 11 at half to 24 already.
Yeah, that is a way to build a lead, is that the Viborg-Hurley defense, coming into this, they allow 47 points a game, and we weren't really seeing that in the first half, and we are seeing it in the second half. A lot of substitutions on the floor, 2:30 to go in the third quarter. Viborg-Hurley takes over the point. Lincoln Van Orsdale. Pass over to Nolan Koltoff. Koltoff back to Van Orsdale. Swings it to Morrison. Morrison driving, kicking. Over on the wing is Van Orsdale. He'll pop the jumper. Rattles around. Rebound Gertis. Shot doesn't make, and it's rebounded by Colton Wallen. Stoddard tries to break down the defense the other way for White River. He'll kick it over to Zason Whipple. Zason Whipple gets the ball back. Finds Stoddard, catch and shoot three. Back iron brought down by Gertis, and he survives the contact and pulls down the board.
Yeah, just another tough shot by White River. They really had it going in the first half. Things do not seem to be falling the same way here in the third quarter, and it's really helped them struggle.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from Viborg-Hurley. I mean, this White River offense is electric, but this Viborg-Hurley defense has got a lot of talent on the perimeter. Way deep shot for Viborg-Hurley, far side, rebounded. They'll get another shot at it after the offensive rebound. Pass kicked over for Gertis, kicks it back up top to Warwick. Over on the wing, Gertis, pass it down to Warwick. Shot at the rim, good for Koltoff.
Big man is eating down in the paint tonight, Parker.
Yeah, Koltoff has made 5 shots inside the three-point arc. Pass over in the corner, shot for Trey Rattlingleaf. Rolls off, rebounded by Van Orsdale.
Another great look there by White River. I really like the job their offense is doing to get open looks.
Yeah, they are definitely initiating a lot of good three-point opportunities here in this third quarter. Top of the key, you've got Lincoln Van Orsdale. Dribbling, passing over to Gertis. Gertis swings it back over. Braden Morrison attempted a behind-the-back pass. It's stolen, taken the other way by Ryson One Star, and he banks it in for a 2. Braden Morrison controlling the pace for Viborg-Hurley. Gives it over to Gertis. Gertis swings it over to Warwick. Warwick, bullet pass down low to Gertis. He'll pump fake a couple times. Shot blocked and rebounded by White River.
Shot clock's off. They're going to hold this to the last possession.
It's the way you got to do. Kind of control that pace, not give the other team a chance to score. We've got Bryson One Star dribbling it out for White River. 12 seconds, 11, 10, 9. Third quarter here on 5-Star Streaming, and White River has the ball. Bryson One Star steps into a three-pointer, and it's cash. And we're done with quarter 3 here on 5-Star Streaming, and we'll return with number 4.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Max, what did you notice in that third quarter there?
A lot different third quarter than the first half. We saw Viborg-Hurley get into a bracket defense. They didn't really show that much in the first half, but it really made White River struggle from the perimeter. That's where most of their offense came from in the first half. It was non-existent in that third quarter. Besides for that last shot before the end of the quarter, we didn't see a lot of White River's bread and butter there.
Yeah, that's the thing here is that White River, they started out dynamite shooting the basketball, and then they kind of got swarmed on the perimeter going into the third quarter. And you could tell it was Viborg-Hurley's mission to not allow an easy look. And by the time that White River started getting those open threes, this lead has kind of been built up. Viborg-Hurley, 21-point lead. I've seen comebacks like this happen, White River's got to execute here, and Viborg-Hurley has got to keep playing here. Alley-oop to Schroedermeyer, banked off the glass.
What an unbelievable pass. That's a finish you see in college.
Yeah, and we'll have a quick timeout here on 5-Star Streaming, and it'll be a full one, and we'll return.
CHS Farmers Agronomy is a leading ag company based in Freeman and Parkston that offers a wide range of agronomy services, including crop protection, crop nutrients, and seed products. Energy solutions provided are propane, refined fuels, and lubricants, as well as animal nutrition and equipment services. CHS Farmers Alliance Agronomy offers comprehensive solutions for farmers, including cash bids, future trading, and grain contracts. Download the MyCHS app to stay up to date on important info. CHS Farmers Allegiance Agronomy in Freeman and Parkston is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
We're back on 5-Star Streaming on YouTube. 58-35 with 7:43 to go in the game. The White River Tigers are trailing the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Really strong performance here from Viborg-Hurley as well as White River. It's just that that offense couldn't quite find that second half footing, but also the Freeman Flyers are taking on the Lower Brule Sioux here in Mitchell right after this. So we also have plenty more on 5-Star Streaming, and we'll see how White River can play this fourth quarter. Bryson One-Star driving. He's got that double team up there. Pass it over to Zason Whipple. Back to One-Star. One-Star, bounce pass. What a pass to Stoddard. He'll kick it back up to One-Star. One-Star, sidestep, picks up the dribble. Trying to get out of the defender. He's pressured a little bit out there. He's got to give it up to Whipple. 5 seconds of the shot clock. They've got to take a shot. It's Whipple for three. A little far, rebound by Schroedermeyer. Schroedermeyer takes it the other direction, kicks it up to Austin, pops the three. It's short. Brought down by Colton Wallen. One-Star pushes the pressure for White River. Kicks it up. Wallen thought about a three, but he'll give it up to Stoddard. Stoddard drives through the contact, and it's a travel as he took a hop step, but he did not release the basketball.
Yeah, Viborg-Hurley defense just absolutely swarming White River. You love to see the active hands, everybody in their zone where they're supposed to be. This is just beautiful to watch.
And then Braden Morrison taking back over for the Cougars on offense. 6:50 to go in the game, and they lead. Down low, Schroedermeyer posting up One-Star. He contests it, gets the rebound. What hustle from the guard. Bringing it up the court. He crosses over to his left. He'll post up. Step back jumper. Rattles all over. Colton Wallen brings down the rebound. And we'll see a three-pointer made by Zason Whipple. Whipple getting a lot of catch-and-shoot opportunities this game, and he converts on that three-pointer there. Braden Morrison for Viborg-Hurley kicks it over to Austin. He'll drive on the defense, walled up, pass it over to Morrison, fading away from the basket, doesn't make the shot. Rebounded by Walker Warwick. Pass over down low. Schroedermeyer makes another circa shot off the glass.
It's so beautiful to watch how active these guys are off the ball on offense. That's where all of these offensive coming from as another steal happens this way.
And Schroedermeyer gets that cut off ball, and Austin can't corral the pass intended for him. It goes out of bounds. White River basketball. Yeah, that's the thing is that Viborg-Hurley, they are very quick, and they can cut off the off-ball screen, and they always know how to find the cutter. White River has good off-ball movement, and it generates a lot of open three-point shots. These two teams have very fluid offense. None of it is stagnant, and there's not just one player dominating this game.
Yeah, really always great to see a team work together.
Bryson One-Star knocks down another triple. He has really shown in this second half. 60-41 now, 5:24 to go in the game. Austin passes it over to Schroedermeyer. Kicks it up top to the wing. That'll be Walker Warwick. He's trying to pass out, but he's pressured on defense, and they'll call a timeout, and we'll take one as well on 5-Star Streaming.
Rewarding you for doing everyday things, like buying gas, shopping, and dining local. Does your bank do that? If you're a Core Trust customer, your bank does that. When you open a premium or preferred checking account and meet requirements, you get access to Core Trust perks powered by Bazing, an exclusive network offering 300,000 plus deals and discounts on dining, shopping, travel, fuel, and more. Visit us online, in person, or by phone. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
And we are back on 5 Stars streaming on YouTube. Viborg-Hurley has really, kind of built a lead here, 19 points. Schroedermeyer with 22. He has really gotten to the rim whenever he needs to.
Yeah, I think if you were going to name 2 names from each team, 1 Star and Schroedermeyer, just absolutely been dominant on each respective team. And no matter the outcome of the game, I think they can both come out of this saying they played their best basketball today.
Yes, we've definitely seen it. This is SODAK 16 basketball. There's nothing but full effort out on the court right now. Viborg-Hurley inbounds to Schroedermeyer. He gets a layup at the rim. What a shot for Schroedermeyer. Puts up that Cougar lead over the Tigers to 21. 1 Star breaking down the defense, and he's fouled on the ball. Or it's a travel? We'll see what the call is from the officials.
Yeah, not sure. Not a great reaction from White River there. They didn't seem too pleased. Let's see what they give the call.
It'll remain Tiger basketball. I don't see a foul maybe called against Austin. Pass over to Bryson, 1 Star. He'll give it up to Craig Stoddard. He's got Austin out there. Pass over to Zason Whipple. Back to Stoddard. Stoddard to 1 Star. Tries to clear it out. Passes it way out there to Whipple. He pops the 3 and makes another one. Zason Whipple comes into the second half, and he hits 2 3-pointers. Jake Austin almost gives the ball up, but he gives it over to Schroedermeyer. He'll Euro step at the lane, and he's blocked by Wallen. Over there, 1 Star pops a 3, falls a little short.
White River starting to get more aggressive on both ends of the ball. You saw 2 guys going for the steal, and then a really quick 3-point shot. They seem to want to get the score back really quick.
Pass in the high post is immediately bounce pass down low to Schroedermeyer, and he converts for his 11th 2 of the game. Bryson, 1 Star, taking over the offense. Pass it over to Stoddard. He'll drive, kick it back up to Whipple, who has the hot hand right now. He hops, kicks it over. We'll see a 3 from Rattling Leaf, and he rattles it home. White River is not giving up on this game right now. 3:48 to go in the 4th quarter. Jake Austin, pass it up top to Morrison. Down low, Schroedermeyer alley-oop. That vertical end of the consistency of the pass has really made it difficult for White River to defend. Bryson, 1 Star out there, being guarded by Schroedermeyer, trying to shake him, goes left, finds 2 Cougars, kicks it back up top to Stoddard. Stoddard spinning, surveying the court, pass it over, shot for Rattling Leaf, and it almost banks in off of the top of the glass, but it was a violation out of bounds as it hit the top of the backboard. Substitutions for Viborg-Hurley. 66-47, 3:20 to go in this 4th quarter. Schroedermeyer takes over the offense for Viborg-Hurley. Pass intended for Austin, almost broken up by Stoddard, but he'll drive, kick, thought about a shot, sidestep 3, up and off, rebounded by Schroedermeyer. He secures it, kicks it back down. Van Orsdale gets the redemption tour as he missed the shot for a sidestep 3, but he converts on the layup. Pass over to Whipple, hands it off to 1 Star. 1 Star, pump fake, kicks it up. Whipple over to Stoddard. Down low to Rattling Leaf, floats it off the glass. That's the thing is that Rattling Leaf, number 3, Trey Rattling Leaf has really been an offensive weapon this quarter. Pass poked out by 1 Star, a little bit of contact on the ball.
Yeah, White River doesn't like the call, but I think it's the right one. I think he got his hand in there a little bit.
Yeah, it's difficult. You want to fight for the basketball because, when you're keeping it in a 17 to 21 point game, you've got to force turnovers. So you like the defense from 1 Star. It just happens to be a foul there. Pass in for Viborg-Hurley, another alley-oop for Schroedermeyer, and he doesn't have a clear path on the shot, and he'll get fouled.
We're going to try to get him to 30 points here. He's at 28 now. It's both. This will be a nice game for him.
Yeah, Schroedermeyer, a senior guard at 6'4" for Viborg-Hurley. Probably wants to get that 30-point game, kind of extend this lead for Viborg-Hurley, make sure it's secured before they'll take off the court. First shot, every part of the rim hits the back part, but it falls short. Second shot for Schroedermeyer at the free throw line. Up, back iron, brought down by Stoddard of the Tigers. Being pressured by Austin all the way in the backcourt. He controls that dribble all the way. Passes it up, gets the ball back, drives, and contact.
Really great ball handling down there. Split it between two defenders, drew a foul, still maintained possession of the basketball. If they didn't call that, he had an open pass to the corner.
Yeah, Craig Stoddard, really good ball handler. He's able to keep his dribble alive, even with Austin pressuring him all the way up in the basket. Inbound, White River over to One Star. He'll drive on the defense baseline, reverse finish. Bryson One Star adds 2 to his total, give him 13.
Nice reverse there by One Star. That's a really great play.
Austin on the wing, trying to clear it out. Dribbling that basketball, guarded by Stoddard all the way at the top of the key. Pass down low, shot fake, shot at the rim, foul. 2 shots for number 4, Nolan Koltoff.
Almost an and one there. It was close to becoming a three-point play. Looks like he's going to have to earn both his points the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, Koltoff, like you said, he's kind of had that dynamic duo with Schroedermeyer. He makes that first free throw. They're both able to convert on that inside shot, and it has really opened up this game for Viborg-Hurley. Second shot up and in. Koltoff goes perfect at the line. We'll see some substitutions. We'll see Stoddard check out. We'll see Wallen check out for White River. White River inbounding against Viborg-Hurley. They have possession. Bryson One Star running the point. Blocking foul on Viborg-Hurley. They didn't let One Star have enough of a lane. 1:45 to go in this game. Looks like the Cougars will be going to the state tournament. Well-fought game from White River, though, as they're able to score over 50 points in this game. One Star over in the corner, over to Krogman. Krogman to Marshall. Pass it over to the other corner, Whipple. Whipple's pass over to Rattling Leaf. Broken up, brought down by Maddox Marshall, up to One Star. One Star down over to Rattling Leaf. He floats it over. Pop a shot from Whipple, and he makes it. Zayson Whipple, 3 for 3 for the three-point line. He's been hitting every outside jumper.
Yeah, Viborg-Hurley playing really aggressive defense when the game is all but over. Gave up an open 3 there. Not sure they're going to want to do that on the next possession.
Jake Austin gives it up to Schroedermeyer, kicks it back over to the wing. Pass over to the top of the key, back over to the wing. Trying to find that shot is Morrison. He pops the 3. It's a little short. 54 seconds in the game. White River takes possession. One Star pops the triple. Rebounded by Makai Krogman. Back over to Whipple. He'll try it, and he banks it in. Whipple cannot miss tonight.
What an unbelievable shooting game from White River.
Trying to swarm the ball. Foul called on the Tigers. Called on Maddox Marshall, the number 14. And Bryson One Star exits the court for White River. Hard-fought battle for him to try to lead this team to a victory, and they put up a great performance against Viborg-Hurley. Inbounding the ball, the Cougars have it. They kick it over to the wing. They'll try to dribble out some of this clock. Pass it top to Morrison. Pass over to Austin. Trying to control that dribble. Gets it poked out. Stolen. Up to Whipple. Down low to Maddox Marshall. Shot no good. Rebounded by Viborg-Hurley. And they'll just try to control this dribble for the rest of the game. Poked out of bounds by White River.
Great effort by White River here. They were down almost 25 points earlier, and they've cut this thing down to 13. They should be really proud of themselves with how they finished that game.
And that is your ball game here. The Cougars defeat the Tigers 70-57. But the thing is here on 5-Star Streaming, don't go anywhere, as we will see the Freeman Flyers take on the Lower Brule Sioux in very quick action here. We'll return on 5-Star Streaming.
The Freeman Shopping Center and Ace Hardware are your one-stop shop in Freeman, South Dakota, where you can literally shop for soup to nuts and everything in between. Freeman Shopping Center is your full-service grocery store with an Ace Hardware as well as the Heritage Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, over-the-counter health needs, and routine immunizations. Need it delivered? Delivery service is available. Freeman Shopping Center and Ace Hardware, along with Heritage Pharmacy, are proud sponsors of this sports broadcast. Best of luck to all area teams. When it comes to sports teams and players, they can do more when they have the best equipment. This also applies to manufacturing and agriculture. For 75 years, Vermeer Manufacturing has been equipping the world to do more. Vermeer is growing and is looking to fill positions in production. If you're looking, Vermeer is hiring and offering a great starting wage, great benefits, and a great workplace. Start your career with Vermeer, a proud sponsor of the Freeman students.
Freeman Lumber is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast and wants you to know that they are very proud of their staff who will assist you with friendly and courteous service. Stop by Freeman Lumber at 104 Main in Freeman and let them help you with your building needs, whether it is fencing, windows, siding, roofs, and remodels, or new builds, or just your everyday lumber needs. Stop in and deal with someone you know and can trust. That's the folks at Freeman Lumber Co. in Freeman, South Dakota.
Want your party to be a hoot? Then have it at Hoots Bar in Freeman, where they are always looking for a great group to party with. The staff at Hoots says stop in and try the selection of beers on tap or use the easy drive-up window for off sale. But the Hoots team would rather see you join them inside. Hoots Bar in Freeman offers darts, lottery, and golf. You can also relax with your cocktail in the outdoor beer garden. Hungry? Order up a delicious Hoots Bar Pizza. Fun, friendly, helpful staff is waiting for you at Hoots Bar in Freeman. See you at Hoots. Brule Manufacturing Company of Freeman, South Dakota has a large inventory of steel for buildings and fabrication needs. They stock square and rectangular tube, pipe, angles, channels, and rounds. Brule Manufacturing also stocks shapes in stainless steel. Their sheet metal stock consists of hot-rolled steel, stainless steel, and galvanized steel. Concrete rebar is also in stock in sizes 3/8 to 3/4 in 20-foot lengths. Call Brule Manufacturing in Freeman for pricing or info on fabrication services available.
1, 2, 3.
We reach across distances so vast, sometimes they seem impossible, but they're not. And every day we get up and do it all over again, because we all know that nothing matters more than coming together, wherever, whenever, however, connecting you to what matters most. To learn more, visit goldenwest.com/whenever.
At Merchant State Bank, Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them at msb-sd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is always proud to sponsor the academic and athletic activities in the communities they serve. Good luck tonight to both the Irene-Maconda Eagles and the Viborg-Hurley Cougars as they kick off their football season. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
And we are back on 5-Star streaming on YouTube with the second game of SODAK 16 action here in Mitchell as the Freeman Flyers are playing the Lower Brule Sioux. We got to have the perfect coincidence of Viborg-Hurley playing White River and Freeman playing Lower Brule here in Mitchell. So we get the pleasure of calling two games with four great basketball teams. The Freeman Flyers 20-2, the Lower Brule Sioux 12-10. So we got two great teams here. The Freeman's only lost 2 games on the year, so very high quality team here. And Lower Brule 12 wins, very strong season. Lower Brule 58.6 points per game, 57 points allowed. So that means that point differential is 1.5. Very strong offense here. 58 points a game is definitely something that can give you a hope in the playoffs. That means you have a very high-quality unit, and you're going to be very high scoring. Pretty solid defense, 57 points per game, around the average for Class B. And then Freeman, 65.4 points per game. This is one of the best offenses in Class A. Freeman is an offense to be reckoned with. Freeman also allowing 46.4 points per game. This means that Freeman has a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense in Class B. They are a very strong team, and they are a great team here as well. Their point differential, 19 points per game. When we return, we'll analyze the last 5 games that each one of these teams played, and then after that, we'll get pretty close to we already had our national anthem here tonight. We will have starting lineups and tip-off here. Don't go anywhere on 5-Star streaming, and we'll return with some more pregame analysis before the Freeman Flyers play the Lower Brule Sioux.
Hey, high school seniors, how would you like a full ride scholarship to one of the 4 technical schools in South Dakota? With Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career program, we partner high school seniors with local companies. Seniors choose a school in the course of study that matches your company. The partner company pays half a scholarship, and the other half is paid by the Build Dakota Scholarship Program. This program is open to seniors in South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. For more on Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career, go to yanktonsd.com.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Hey, high school seniors, how would you like a full ride scholarship to one of the 4 technical schools in South Dakota? With Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career program, we partner high school seniors with local companies. Seniors choose a school in the course of study that matches your company. The partner company pays half a scholarship, and the other half is paid by the Build Dakota Scholarship Program. This program is open to seniors in South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. For more on Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career, go to yanktonsd.com.
Hi, this is Mike from Murph's Appliance of Vermilion. We are your one-stop for quality brand name appliances and expert advice and service. We are committed to giving you the best selection and service at the lowest possible price. Experience Big City selection on Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and KitchenAid appliances with all our personal small-town service. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturday, 10 to 1. You can also check out our inventory and shop online at murphsappliance.com. Or call us at 605-624-7491. That's Murph's Appliance, historic downtown Vermilion.
Helena Agra Enterprises is one of the foremost agronomic solution providers in the U.S. with over 500 branch locations. Helena markets and sells inputs that improve agricultural productivity for greater customer returns. Helena's theme of people, products, knowledge reinforces the company's commitment to helping customers succeed through the knowledgeable and dedicated people, useful and unique products, and the latest proven technologies. Helena is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
We are back on 5-Star streaming on YouTube as we are moments away from the Freeman Flyers taking on the Lower Brule Sioux. We only have 7.5 minutes until this game is underway here. So Lower Brule's last 5 games, an 87-62 victory over Anti-Central Dakota Christian. That's a very strong Anti-Central Dakota Christian team. So that is a very impressive win, especially in postseason play. They defeated Burke 68-50, another strong win. You've got a 25-point win, you've got an 18-point win there. They did lose to Cheyenne Eagle Butte, but we all know Cheyenne Eagle Butte are a really good team. They only lost by 3 there. They lost to Dupree by 4, and they defeated Marty by 20. So pretty strong streak there, Max. 3 wins, 2 losses in their last few games. But the thing is, the games that matter, they've won. They've won their last 2 games in the postseason. So it should be a strong showing here for Lower Brule.
And for most recently, they've won their 2 games they needed to win, and it's gotten them to this spot in the Sweet 16. And if they want to capitalize on their opportunity, look, they know they're the smaller team. They know they're going to get outsized, but are they going to get out-hustled? The answer has to be no if they want to win this game.
Exactly. Freeman does have a couple tall players. Standout guard David Walter definitely being one of them. But so if we want to look at Freeman's last 5 games, I was at this very last one. Freeman defeated Parkston 63-54, and that was 2 of the top 8 teams in the state playing each other very close to home. So that was a very electric atmosphere, and Freeman really showed their prowess on the offensive end of the floor in that game, 63-54. They defeated Gayville-Vollen 66-42, pretty solid Gayville-Vollen team. And then, funny enough, their last game of the season was also Gayville-Vollen 63-46. So they managed to score more points and allow less points when they played Gayville-Vollen again. And then they defeated Ethan 65-58, and they defeated Wall 72-48. The key here for Freeman, they are 20-2, Max. That is a very strong record. They've only lost to 2 teams. It'll be a tough team to shake here. And I mean, kind of what we've seen tonight, what would you say is a big key if you want to win a playoff game here, especially in a neutral site?
Well, I'd say the main thing is it's March. We've seen crazy things happen in March, whether on the high school level, whether on the college level. Even in the NBA, we've seen some crazy things happen. This is a very talented Lower Brule team that has the ability to spark when needed. It's just, are they going to find it today against Freeman, who is a really good team and cannot look over the fact that they are playing a really good team. They need to stay locked in and lock in like they're playing the #1 team in the country.
I can agree with that one. You need to play on your best effort if you're going to take down a very top team in the state, one of the top 8 teams. But the thing is here, the winner of this game gets to prove that they're one of those top 8 teams because they get to go to the state tournament. We'll be back with some more and some basketball here. We've got 4 minutes to go before the Lower Brule Sioux take on the Freeman Flyers here in Mitchell for the SODAK 16.
Trust Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning in Viborg for all your HVAC needs. Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning features Coleman Heating and Cooling Units. The Coleman name is a trusted icon in America. Known for the rugged dependability and tremendous value, Coleman products stand the test of time. So if you need HVAC work, let the professionals at Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning handle the task from start to finish. Give them a call for whatever the South Dakota weather throws your way.
Get your grocery list and head to Hometown Grocery on Main Street in Viborg. Warm up with hot deals at Hometown Grocery, home of super savings, putting more purchase power into your food dollars. So pile up the pantry, load up the shelves. With hundreds of new items, you'll find everything on your grocery list if you can find room in your freezer. Visit Hometown Grocery on Facebook and check out the latest ad to save even more. Hometown Grocery is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Good luck, Cougars.
Building a team takes the right mix of quality materials and expertise. You can find the lumber and materials for your next project at Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. Farmers Lumber Company knows that both area teams are built strong and are sure to be successful in tonight's game and beyond. So if you need lumber or hardware for your spring project, make sure to stop by Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. From Farmers Lumber Company, good luck to both teams.
The Viborg-Hurley Cougars are guilty of not only being great athletes, but great young adults growing into a great asset for the community. That's why Gary Ward of the Ward Law Office is proud to support the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Young Viborg-Hurley students are the future of our community, and the future is bright. So from Ward Law Office in Viborg, good luck to Viborg-Hurley Cougar student athletes in the game and in life. Go Cougars!
Attention farmers, looking for expert agronomy services and top-notch chemical spraying to maximize your fields? Look no further than Central Farmers Cooperative in Irene. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, their skilled agronomists tailor their advice to your fields, ensuing optimal crop health and productivity, targeting weeds and pests while preserving your soil's integrity. Call Chris Rutledge at 605-660-4146. Central Farmers Cooperative, cultivating excellence in every field.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming. Less than a minute to go before starting lineups are announced here in Mitchell. The Freeman Flyers, the Lower Brule Sioux, two strong teams. The winner of this gets to go to the state tournament in Aberdeen, South Dakota, on the campus of Northern State University. A lot on the line here. Two strong teams that have played a great season, won all of their postseason matches, get to prove it in a neutral site here in Mitchell. And one thing I can say is that the crowd has shown up for both of these teams here in Mitchell in this brand new, almost, gymnasium.
The student section to support their team. Lower Brute showing out as well. This is going to be a really exciting matchup, and I'm excited to see how these two teams respond to the moment.
Exactly. As we saw with Viborg-Hurley and White River, you can have teams really come out here, shoot the best they can from three, dominate inside the paint like they did for Viborg-Hurley, and we should see just as good of a performance here. And here are the starting lineups for the Freeman Flyers and the Lower Brule Sioux. The SDHSAA PSA announcement for good sportsmanship and enjoyment of this game, and we are definitely here for that message. Here they are announcing the cheerleaders for each team, and then they will announce the starting lineups here. I cannot understate what a crowd here, definitely filling out Mitchell. I mean, the thing with these neutral site games is you got that like about 2 to 3 hour drive for each team, so they really did have to commute for this one. And we are moments away from starting lineups here on 5-Star Streaming. the starting lineups for the Lower Brule Sioux first. Christian Antelope, number 3, a sophomore guard at 6'1". Nicholas Flute, number 5, a senior guard. Ethan Thigh, number 20, a junior guard. Josiah Whitney, a junior guard at 6'1", number 32. Nate Middleton, number 44, he's a senior forward, and he ends up that lineup for Lower Brule. And here are the starting lineup for the Freeman Flyers that just played on Saturday. Taden Kerrigan, a sophomore guard, sitting at 6 foot, number 11. Luke Miller is a sophomore guard at 6'1". No, Luke Miller. Luke Peters, number 22, is a senior guard at 5'11". David Walter, a sophomore guard at 6'5" for Freeman. And Tate Sorensen ending out that lineup for the Freeman Flyers, a senior forward at 6'2" and wearing number 42. And we are moments away from tip-off here as Nate Middleton is tipping off against David Walter. You've got a 6-foot forward for Lower Brule tipping off against 6'5" guard David Walter. Should be some really fun basketball here as we are taking on the second SODAK 16 game of the night here in Mitchell. Moments away from here from tip-off. This is an exciting atmosphere.
Yeah, it really is. Crowd's on its feet here. I'm ready to go.
Ball is up. Tip won by David Walter. The Freeman Flyers control. Taden Garrigan running the point for Freeman. Quickly gives it up to Walter. Passes it down to the corner. Luke Peters thought about it. He'll take it at the rim through the contact and one. What a shot. The first one of the game. Luke Peters has a chance for 3 the old-fashioned way.
Really tough finish. Absorbs the body contact. Did a really good job of keeping that balanced shot. Got it in there, and he gets the chance for one more.
Back at the line is Peters. Takes the shot. It's up. It's off, but it's rebounded by David Walter. The 6'5" wingspan over to Taden Kerrigan. He floats it up and makes it. Freeman off to a hot start here, 4-0.
Yeah, if Lower Brute doesn't want a repeat of last game, they're going to need to get some rebounds on the defensive end.
They pass it over to the wing. At the top of the key, the Sioux have the basketball. They'll take a step back 3. On the mark, just a little strong. It rebounded by Freeman. Other direction, Taden Kerrigan, 4-0 in the first quarter here. He's up there on the wing, thought about the shot, clears up the basketball over to David Walter. David Walter drives on the defense, Euro step, floats it up. It's short, Lower Brule pulls down the rebound. Good hustle for the basketball, and they survive the possession. Pull up three-pointer, back iron, rebounded by Lower Brule. Whitney pulls it down, he crosses over behind the back. Crossover, gets the screen, step back, doesn't quite have the shot. He'll pull up the ball, corral the ball. Kind of slow down the pace here just a little bit. Flute gives up the ball to Christian Antelope. He'll sidestep, kick it down low. What a fundamental shot at the basket made by Nate Middleton.
Beautiful shot fake. Got the defender on his heels. Easy to slip by him.
Kerrigan, quick pass down low to Walter. He's got 2 players on him. Doesn't matter, and he finishes it with ease.
Well, when you're 6'5" playing in Class B basketball, things are kind of on easy mode for you.
Yeah, David Walter, a lot of talent at that 6'5" frame. Going the other direction, Josiah Whitney. Ball is quickly taken away by Freeman, and they take it at the rim. Not finished, but David Walter gets it back, and he puts it off the glass. Lower Brule running the offense. Up to Antelope. He's double-teamed. Pass poked out of bounds by Walter.
Turnover. You can feel the intensity in this gym already, Parker. Things are starting to get loud. I'm excited.
Yes, great playoff atmosphere here in the SODAK 16. It is a great environment here in Mitchell. It's always great having a packed gym.
Who said basketball can't be played on Tuesday nights, huh?
Exactly, and we will have a timeout here, and we'll take a quick one here on 5 Star Streaming.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Merce Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Merce, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Merce Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermillion. Maytag and Merce, reliable just like you.
We are back in Mitchell, South Dakota for the SODAK 16, the Freeman Flyers against the Lower Brule Sioux. A quick run here. The Flyers are up 8-2 against Lower Brule. Lower Brule got a couple good shots up, but the thing is the offensive glass has really been crashed by Freeman. They've gotten second chance opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a repeat of what we saw in the last game. The taller, higher-ranked team was getting to those offensive boards. Something that Lower Brule's going to have to fix here if they're going to want to get back into this one.
Yeah, they did a great job crashing their own offensive glass there, and they were able to convert on that basket there by Middleton. And they were able to save the basketball here. Had to call a timeout early in the game. They inbound it, and the Sioux have the ball. Whitney at the top of the key gets a Middleton screen, kicks it down low to him on the pick and roll, blocked by Walter, rebounded by Walter. Pass up to Kerrigan. He'll run the point for the Flyers. Slow down the ball, give it up to David Walter. He'll drive the basketball, think about the shot. He'll pop it from the wing. It's off. Rebound poked all over, and Lower Brule manages to get it with Ethan Thigh pulling it down.
If that's what you got to do to get a rebound, get multiple guys to the ball, then so be it. They got a good one there.
Josiah Whitney crossing over the basketball, gets that Middleton screen on the pick and roll. His foot not quite set. They'll call it an illegal screen there. It's been a pretty strong one on the pick and roll, Middleton. They'll need to clean that up on the next possession.
Yeah, it's the right call. He's moving his feet while setting the screen. Good call.
Freeman takes over the offense. Top of the key, Kerrigan. He's pressured, passes it over to the corner. Thigh thought about the shot. He'll pass it over. David Walter drives on the defense. Kick it over. Floater blocked by Lower Brule. They secure the basketball, advance it into the front court. Whitney's got the ball. Crossing over. Middleton slips the screen. He'll pass it over to Antelope. Christian Antelope pops the three with a hand in his face. David Walter pulls down the rebound. 4:46 to go in the first quarter here in this SODAK 16 matchup. At the rim, blocked, but there's contact. Whitney for the foul, and we will see Miller of Freeman take the free throws.
You know, the basket didn't go in, but what a pass there by Freeman. Looked Nikola Jokic-esque with that football throw. Great bullet pass, gets him to the line for two.
Great shot, great defense, just a little bit of contact at the rim. First free throw good for number 20, Luke Miller. Couple set substitutions. We'll see Connor Charger come into the game. And then we'll also see Oliver Waltner check in for the Flyers. At the line, up and in is Miller. He goes perfect. 10-2 lead here for the Flyers. The Sioux will be having Christian Antelope take over ball handling opportunity here. Crosses over Kerrigan, strong dribble, pass up to Middleton, broken up, stolen. Lower Brule almost pulls it right back, but Freeman pulls it down. What effort for both teams to fight for the basketball. Freeman goes the other direction, pass broken up, stolen. Middleton's got it. He's dribbling the basketball, but it's taken over by the Flyers. They cut for the basket, pass broken up, saved by Lower Brule's Josiah Whitney. Middleton in the front court, dribbling, Euro step at the basket, and they call it a charge as number 42, Tate Sorensen, was able to set his positioning and take the foul at the ring.
That's what you call back and forth basketball. Some chaotic dribbles the other end, bouncing around on people. You never know where the ball is going to land.
Exactly. Lots of anticipation there to try to break it up, and both teams just go back and forth there. Freeman trying to advance in the front court. Lower Brule's all over the basketball. They've done a good job preventing dribble penetration. Kerrigan pops a three for the Flyers. It's tipped out, saved by the Flyers. And they are able to take a shot on the wing. Kerrigan takes another shot at three, and it's pulled down by Middleton. Antelope brings it the other way for Lower Brule. trying to navigate that Freeman defense. He pulls up into another three. It's off the back iron, pulled down by Freeman. Kerrigan brings it up the court. Luke Peters kicks it down low. Swarmed. Kerrigan thought about that shot, but he'll trip. I think they'll say it was on the contact, on the catch. 2 shots there. Lower Brule has entered the bonus.
Looks like he got clipped by his knee there. It could have been scary. Luckily, it avoided some serious contact.
Yeah, 3:27 to go in this first quarter. Freeman will get some free throws. Taden Kerrigan will be taking these for Freeman. First shot up and rattles home. Kerrigan adds his 3rd point of the game.
And I know for the Sioux, seeing the score 11-2 in the first quarter is not encouraging, but you got to remember, 3 quarters of basketball left and 3.5 minutes. There's still plenty of time for you to get your offense rolling here.
Yeah, this Freeman team, one of the best offenses in the state. The thing is, you've held them to 11, possibly 12 after this free throw halfway through the first quarter. That is a good pace. You just need, and 9 points is not that big of a deficit. They can definitely pull this through. Passing in, Antelope running the point. Drives on the screen, controls the dribble. Bullet pass down low, back up to the wing. Shot is up, and it's a little short, and Freeman will take possession. Good look for Josiah Whitney. He just didn't have his feet quite set, and Freeman will retain possession here.
Yeah, and like you said, Parker, I thought it was a good look. He had a really good shot. Great ball movement there. Just couldn't get the shot to fall. I think they got to keep taking those. They're going to get him to fall eventually.
Luke Peters running point for Freeman, kicks it up to Waltner. David Waltner, he's pressured on the ball. He'll have to kick it back to Peters. Peters spinning, driving through the lane, floats it down to Walter, but it is stolen by Antelope. Good anticipation for the ball. He crosses over in front of him twice. Behind the back, passes it over to the wing, Josiah Whitney. Whitney looking for the off-ball cutter, and he finds him. He takes the pop-up jumper, and it rattles out. Good shot attempt. Bradley LaForge's first shot attempt of the game. Waltner posts it down to the corner, gets it back on the high wing. Being pressured way out there, the 6'5 guard. He'll have to swing it over. They'll pass it down to Goodwin. Goodwin back to the corner. Pass up top, over to Peters. Peters drives for Freeman. He faces 3 Sioux, over to the corner, and that shot rattled off, but Waltner gets another putback and one. David Waltner.
And that's the big man, 6'5". Hard to stop down low. You got to get multiple bodies down there. Great way to absorb the contact, get the shot up, and he's going to go for another point.
Yeah, David Waltner, one of the tallest guards in Class B, standing at 6'5". He's just a sophomore, and he's got really good touch at the rim, and he's also a dynamite free throw shooter. So I wouldn't be surprised if he converts on this 3-point play. He doesn't, and it is saved by the Sioux. On off-ball foul there, Tate Sorensen of the Flyers, just a little bit of contact. You like to see the effort for the rebound from both teams, and the Sioux will go away with it. Antelope running the point for Lower Brule. He has been pressured way out there. He is a dynamite with the ball in his hands. Kicks it over to the wing. LaForge thought about it, kicks it back over to Whitney. Whitney sidesteps to the left, pulls up from that elbow jumper. Nothing but money for Whitney.
Clean mid-range there. Really like how he got to his spot. Wasn't rushed to it. He got there on his own.
And Sorensen saves Calamity over and back on Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman fans not too happy, but I do agree with the call. He touched it on both sides of the court.
Yeah, that is just good hustle there. The Sioux have really been able to fight for these loose balls. We only have 1:50 to go in this quarter. Christian Antelope crossing over, Middleton screen. He'll take a sidestep, doesn't take that 3, but he'll kick it down low. Back to Antelope. He'll drive, kick it down low, over to the corner. Thought about a shot, he'll give it back up to the wing. Josiah Whitney gets a ball screen, it's slipped. He's got David Waltner on him, he's crossing over, trying to step back, take it into the rim. He loses control of the dribble off of the Flyers. Inbounding under their own basket are the Sioux. Bradley LaForge, the inbounder, the junior guard. LaForge trying to find the off-ball cutter on the sideline, out of bounds, gets it down low to Middleton. Pass broken up. David Waltner secures it for the Flyers. Kicks it up top to Ock, over to Kerrigan, and he splashes that three.
And that's how quick you can turn defense into offense, getting out in transition, finding the open man in the corner, and that's 3 points.
Yeah, Kerrigan making some timely shots here in the first quarter. He's guarding Antelope on the other end. He drives through the defense, tries to cut through it, float it up, but it falls short, and he hits the deck. Taden Kerrigan takes it the other way, right at the basket. He's blocked by Whitney.
Look at the smaller guard getting up and getting a block. That's great hustle.
Middleton up the Antelope the other way. What a perfectly executed fast break. It results in an easy 2 there, and it all started with a Josiah Whitney block. Kerrigan passes it over. Ock to the high post. Sorensen, he'll try to swing it down low. Can't quite get that post up. And he gets it back now. He'll take the fadeaway jumper, and it rolls all around. Rebounded by, guess what? Josiah Whitney. He has had quite a quarter here.
Looks like Lower Brute switching to a zone on the defensive end. Freeman tried to get a guy in the middle to break it up. They did the right thing, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Antelope tries to float it to Middleton, brought in by Sorensen, and he passes it off of Middleton out of bounds. And here we have Freeman, 14.8 seconds on the first quarter. Kerrigan running the point, 12 seconds. 11, 10. Freeman will try to get a quick shot here. They'll pop that mid-range jumper, rebounded by the Sioux. 3 seconds left. Josiah Whitney's got to make a miracle. Three-quarter court shot. Far right of the basket. We go into the second quarter on 5-Star Streaming with a 16-6 defensive battle here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some SODAK 16 basketball.
CHS Farmers Agronomy is a leading ag company based in Freeman and Parkston that offers a wide range of agronomy services, including crop protection, crop nutrients, and seed products. Energy solutions provided are propane, refined fuels, and lubricants, as well as animal nutrition and equipment services. CHS Farmers Alliance Agronomy offers comprehensive solutions for farmers, including cash bids, future trading, and grain contracts. Download the MyCHS app to stay up to date on important info. CHS Farmers Allegiance Agronomy in Freeman and Parkston is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Rewarding you for doing everyday things, like buying gas, shopping, and dining local. Does your bank do that? If you're a Core Trust customer, your bank does that. When you open a premium or preferred checking account and meet requirements, you get access to Core Trust perks powered by Bazing, an exclusive network offering 300,000 plus deals and discounts on dining, shopping, travel, fuel, and more. Visit us online, in person, or by phone. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming, second quarter of action, as the Freeman Flyers are taking on the Lower Brule Sioux. In the half court, the Sioux have the basketball. Faking the ball is Whitney, crossing over to the left, to the right, picks up the dribble, over to Antelope on the wing, gets a Whitney screen. Pick up his dribble, have to kick it to the cutter. Connor Charger up at the tie post. Passes it over to Whitney, tries to float it up off the rim, and it's brought down by Sorensen of the Flyers. Other direction, quick fast break and a make is Luke Miller off the glass.
Look at the speed the other way, flying down the court to get that open layup.
Christian Antelope crossing over left to right, passes it down. Catch and shoot three for LaForge is good. It might have been a long two, but what a shot for LaForge.
Unbelievable cross-court pass.
Down low to Sorensen.
See another one right there.
Yeah, the passing is very quick right now. Christian Antelope crossing over right to left. Pass up to LaForge. LaForge, bullet pass. Whitney thought about a shot. He'll drive, take that floater. Doesn't go. Middleton tries to poke away the rebound, but it's rebounded by Luke Peters of the Flyers. He'll take it on the left side of the court. Try to drive through. He has to spin around. Elbow jumper, nothing but money for Oliver Waltner.
That's a great rhythm shot. Get a catch and shoot going. Get your feet set. Easy mid-range for the kid.
Josiah Whitney up to Nate Middleton. Middleton down to Antelope. He'll take the three with a hand in his face and do nothing but make the shot. What a shot for Christian Antelope. Up on the wing, pass broken up. Kerrigan's got it. Over to Sorensen. He'll pop the open three and rattle it home.
That's where that double team can kill you. You got two guys on one. Someone's got to be open. Freeman made him pay.
Tate Sorensen coming off of a game where he made 3 3-pointers. Kerrigan takes it the other way after a Freeman steal and banks it, but it doesn't go in. Antelope fights for the basketball, and Kerrigan ends up having the ball go out of bounds off of his hand.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for Freeman. They would have liked to have that one. Still in a great spot. Can't complain about where you are right now.
And a 30-second timeout, and we'll take a quick one on 5-Star Streaming.
The Freeman Shopping Center and Ace Hardware are your one-stop shop in Freeman, South Dakota, where you can literally shop for soup to nuts and everything in between. Freeman Shopping Center is your full-service grocery store with an Ace Hardware as well as the Heritage Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, over-the-counter health needs, and routine immunizations. Need it delivered? Delivery service is available. Freeman Shopping Center and Ace Hardware, along with Heritage Pharmacy, are proud sponsors of this sports broadcast. Best of luck to all area teams.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming as the Freeman Flyers are up 25 against the Lower Brule Sioux with 12. A very good defensive game here, Max. Lower Brule is fighting for every loose ball.
Yeah, they really have to, as they are not winning the size advantage. They've got to have 2 guys on the ball to get a rebound at all times.
Exactly. They definitely have hustle here, and they've been scoring on offense as well. Pass up top. LaForge bounce pass to Middleton. He'll take that high post floater, tries to bank it in, it rolls off the rim. David Walter pulls it down. Kerrigan pushing the pace for Freeman, kicks it up to Peters in the corner. Peters kind of navigating that zone. Walter kicks out of the high post over the corner, catch and shoot 3-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Lower Brule. They try to do a full court pass to LaForge. He saves the basketball into the hands of David Walter. Walter up to Kerrigan. Kerrigan bounce pass over to Peters. Peters down to the corner. Sorensen faked a 3-pointer. He'll take a Euro step, and it's blocked, but he gets his own rebound. Blocked again, but a foul this time on number 20, Ethan Thigh.
Yeah, I think Lower Brule fans might have wanted to travel there. It looks like he might have taken an extra step. Refs didn't see it. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, difficult to see. Maybe if there was incidental contact with the basketball or he hadn't collected his dribble. Shot at the free throw line for Tate Sorensen. First one up, rattles out. Sorensen, a pretty good shooter for Freeman. Taking his second shot is Sorensen. It's up, and it's in this time. 5:14 to go, a 14-point lead for the Flyers. Controlling the pace is Whitney up to Middleton. It's a tough pass, but it's secured by the Sioux. Driving is Ethan Thigh. It's poked out by the Flyers, and they'll take it down the other direction. 3-on-2 fast break. Sorensen tries to take it all the way. Clean block by Nicholas Flute.
Yeah, Lower Brule on the defensive end. They've gotten their hands on a couple of shots here, getting some blocks out of bounds. Really impressed with what I've seen there.
Yeah, a lot of blocks and some good steals for them. Catch and shoot shot for Peters in the corner. Rattles out. Sorensen pulls down the rebound. And a jump ball.
And that's what I mean by getting multiple guys to the rebound. They had 2 guys on the ball. They get the jump ball because of it.
Exactly. You want to have that instinct for the basketball. David Walter inbounding under his own basket for Freeman. Peters down in the corner, back to Sorensen, back to Peters, back to Sorensen. Kind of trying to waste some of that clock, kick it over, find that hole in the 2-3 zone. Walter back up top to Kerrigan, tries to enter it in the high post. It'll end up in the wing. Still trying to navigate this zone. The Flyers pass it down low, shot blocked again, but they get their own rebound. Offensive rebounding has saved the Flyers here, and Kerrigan finishes the putback.
Yeah, sometimes when the zone is breaking you up, you just got to make an individual effort. Great sidestep there by him, and he gets to the bucket.
Bullet pass from Whitney. Over to LaForge. He'll take the floater. It rattles out. Sorensen pulls down the rebound. Kerrigan, bullet pass up the court to David Walter. He looks at the 3, but he'll take it off the dribble. And Nate Middleton went for the block, but a little bit of contact midair means David Walter goes to the free throw line.
I think these Fremont Flyers have been watching some Nikola Jokic passing tape, Parker. These bullet passes have been absolutely amazing. And they're always accurate, always on the money, and it gets them to an open shot every time.
Yeah, the Freeman Flyers really have been passing around with a lot of enthusiasm and intention here. David Walter makes that free throw. Back at the line is Walter. He hasn't had to take over this game too much on offense, as it has kind of been a team-oriented scoring streak here. And he makes that second free throw. Lower Brule still keeping this a close one, 30-12, that 18-point lead. 3:59 to go in the third quarter. Pass up Ty to Middleton. He'll post up in the high post, kick it over. Number 5, Nicholas Flute. Flute over to Whitney. Whitney crossing over to the left, to the right, to the left. He's really dribbling, trying to take it over to the rim. Goes through the contact, and he'll take 2 shots.
Yeah, it looks like kind of anything you can do, I can do better type defense by Freeman. They're kind of getting into their own little zone. And, he made an individual effort, got to the bucket, and gets the foul.
Yeah, looking at Freeman before this, they operate a man into zone interchangeably. And that's the best way you can do a defense. You can throw different looks and try to make the offense more uncomfortable. Whitney's free throw, first one, nothing but net. The key piece here, Josiah Whitney has really made an impact on this game. He's got a couple blocks. He's got a steal. He's forced some really tough passes here. He's really been an impact player. He just hasn't been able to get as many points for the Sioux. Shot up, rattles out. And Freeman takes back control. Up is Walter. He'll kind of slow down that pace, kick it over to Kerrigan. Down low to Peters in the corner. Open 3, rebounded by Oliver Waltner and then by Middleton. Up top is Whitney being pressured by the defense. And pass down low, and it's stolen by Kerrigan. Kerrigan crossing over, pass over to Peters. Peters looks at Waltner, shot successful. He goes for the dunk, and he'll take the 2.
You can tell how well coached this Freeman team is. They're so patient on the offensive end, yet so aggressive on the defensive end. It's really beautiful to watch.
Yeah, both these teams really push the ball down the floor on offense, and it's a fun pace to watch basketball at. Crossing over, Whitney tries to drive into the lane, take it through the contact, and he'll go to the free throw line again. Freeman is struggling to contain Whitney, and he's getting some good shots at the free throw line.
Yeah, Whitney's really been the shining star for this Lower Brule team. I think he could really make an impact in this second half if they can keep it close enough.
Exactly. That is kind of the way that they want to operate here, and it'll be difficult for Lower Brule to come back here. But the thing is, it's not even a 20-point game right now. That is, that's definitely attainable, and they just need to keep this offensive pressure. Whitney makes that free throw, and they just need to keep pushing the pace here. Freeman's defense very strong.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen teams go on 15-0 runs in the matter of minutes. So definitely nothing out of the realm of possibility here. Lower Brule really just has to get into their offensive rhythm here and get a couple stops on
Freeman
defense.
opts to not rebound. Whitney makes the shot. They were kind of sure of that and were able to get that full court. Up to Kerrigan hits the floor, but he gets the ball out. Sorensen, top of the key, kicks it over to Tanner Ock. Pass up on the wing to Goodwin. Over to Kerrigan. He'll drive on the defense. Pass it up to Sorensen. Up top of the key. Three-pointer. Goodwin rattles off. Sorensen rebound. He's really been able to find the basketball. Kerrigan will take the 3 this time. Rolls off. Sorensen rebound. Pump fake, takes a shot. Gets his own board. Follows it up. Doesn't make it. And then Lower Brule pulls it down. Antelope will secure the basketball. He'll kind of throw the shot all around over to Whitney. Quick pass over there. Middleton screen. Whitney crossing over to his left, pulls up the jumper and makes it. Whitney has kind of found his rhythm here in the second half. Bullet pass up top. Quick shot at the rim. Blocked by number 20, Ethan Thigh.
Wow, he really got up for that one.
Plenty of contact on the ball, none on the body. What a shot block there by Ethan Thigh. Inbounding will be Tanner Ock of the Flyers. He's swapped out with Walter.
This is going to be a really important final 2 minutes for the Sioux here. This is going to be a make or break for them.
David Walter into Sorensen, up top to Kerrigan. Swing it over to the wing. Goodwin Back down low to Sorensen. Walter thought about the three, but he won't take it. Pass it up to Goodwin. And offensive 3 seconds, possibly?
Yeah, I believe that was the call. Defensive 3 seconds, we know is not.
Yeah.
But offensive 3 seconds is definitely possible.
Yeah, I think Freeman turns the ball over there. Middleton driving on that Freeman defense, tries to float it up off the glass, poked away by Lower Brule and secured by David Walter. He's being draped over by Antelope, and a Freeman timeout, and we'll take one as well on 5-Star Streaming on YouTube.
When it comes to sports teams and players, they can do more when they have the best equipment. This also applies to manufacturing and agriculture. For 75 years, Vermeer Manufacturing has been equipping the world to do more. Vermeer is growing and is looking to fill positions in production. If you're looking, Vermeer is hiring and offering a great starting wage, great benefits, and a great workplace. Start your career with Vermeer, a proud sponsor of the Freeman students.
Want your party to be a hoot? Then have it at Hoots Bar in Freeman, where they are always looking for a great group to party with. The staff at Hoots says stop in and try the selection of beers on tap or use the easy drive-up window for off-sale. But the Hoots team would rather see you join them inside. Hoots Bar in Freeman offers darts, lottery, and golf. You can also relax with your cocktail in the outdoor beer garden. Hungry? Order up a delicious Hoots Bar Pizza. Fun, friendly, helpful staff is waiting for you at Hoots Bar in Freeman. See you at Hoots.
We return on 5-Star Streaming to the third quarter of action in this game of SODAK 16. The Freeman Flyers against the Lower Brule Sioux. 32-17, 1:25 to go in the second quarter. Up on the wing, pass up to Kerrigan. Kerrigan has the basketball, dribbling it out. Kicks it over to Sorensen, gets his dribble back. Pass back to Luke Miller, gets it up top. Sorensen finds a cutting David Walter, and he does the reverse finish for two.
So well set up by that Freeman offense. They had the guy distract in the middle and an easy cut underneath. Nobody saw him.
Whitney driving, floats it up and puts it in. He has had quite a few strong buckets this quarter. Kerrigan pressured way out there. Kicks it up to Peters, over to Miller. Miller back to Kerrigan. Back to Miller. Bounce past Walter. Finds the cutting Sorensen. And it's a clean shot attempt. Looks like the ball last touched Lower Brule.
Well, if there wasn't a foul there, I think that should be Lower Brule's ball.
Yeah, it looks like it either slipped out of his hands or it touched a member of the Lower Brule Sioux, but I'm not quite sure. Peters pulls down the ball off the inbound. 35 seconds to go in the first half. Kerrigan over in the corner. Pass up top to Sorensen. Over to Miller. Miller to Walter. He'll pop the three this time and make the three.
I think my favorite thing to watch about this Freeman offense is the patience. They have a couple looks where they could have taken him, but they waited for the best look.
Pass down low to LaForge, and he rattles down another three-pointer. He is quite the three-point shooter. Kerrigan trying to dribble out the ball. 5 seconds left. Peters has it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. He pulls it up. It's blocked. They'll say contact on the jumper, and he'll take 2 free throws.
Yeah, way to get a shot up, force some contact. 2 free throws is better than nothing at the end of the half.
Yeah, Ethan Thigh called for his 4th foul. He's one of the better defenders on the Sioux. You got to keep him out there. First free throw up and good for Peters of Freeman. Second free throw attempt for Peters of the Flyers is up, and it rolls off the left side. Rebound Sorensen, he puts it back up. Shot no good. We'll go into halftime. 38-22 here. This SODAK 16 game between the Freeman Flyers and the Lower Brule Sioux. Don't go anywhere as we'll have the second half on 5-Star.
Brule Manufacturing Company of Freeman, South Dakota has a large inventory of steel for buildings and fabrication needs. They stock square and rectangular tube, pipe, angles, channels, and rounds. Brule Manufacturing also stocks shapes in stainless steel. Their sheet metal stock consists of hot-rolled steel, stainless steel, and galvanized steel. Concrete rebar is also in stock in sizes 3/8 to 3/4 in 20-foot lengths. Call Brule Manufacturing in Freeman for pricing or info on fabrication services available.
One, two, three.
We reach across distances so vast. Sometimes they seem impossible, but they're not. And every day we get up and do it all over again. Because we all know that nothing matters more than coming together. Wherever, whenever, however. Connecting you to what matters most. To learn more, visit goldenwest.com/whenever.
At Merchant State Bank, Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them at msb-sd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is always proud to sponsor the academic and athletic activities in the communities they serve. Good luck tonight to both the Irene-Maconda Eagles and the Viborg-Hurley Cougars as they kick off their football season. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, high school seniors, how would you like a full ride scholarship to one of the 4 technical schools in South Dakota? With Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career program, we partner high school seniors with local companies. Seniors choose a school and the course of study that matches your company. The partner company pays half a scholarship, and the other half is paid by the Build Dakota Scholarship Program. This program is open to seniors in South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. For more on Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career, go to yanktonsd.com.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Hey, high school seniors, how would you like a full ride scholarship to one of the 4 technical schools in South Dakota? With Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career program, we partner high school seniors with local companies. Seniors choose a school and the course of study that matches your company. The partner company pays half a scholarship, and the other half is paid by the Build Dakota Scholarship Program. This program is open to seniors in South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. For more on Yankton Thrive's Build Your Career, go to yanktonsd.com.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming just 6 minutes before the second half of action as the Freeman Flyers are taking on the Lower Brule Sioux. First, a score update of other Class B SODAK 16 games. Castlewood defeated Timberlake 69-43. DeSmit defeated Ipswich 56-45. Viborg-Hurley defeated White River here earlier tonight 70-57. Aberdeen Christian defeated Sioux Falls Lutheran 67-52. Sully Buttes leads Dupree 20-16 at half. Sanborn Central Woonsocket leads number 8 Wall 36-33 at halftime. Sanborn Central Woonsocket receiving votes. It seems like those were definitely worth it. And then Lyman receiving votes is leading Leola Frederick area 32-25 receiving votes. So some great games in SODAK 16. The bracket is really shaping out here. Max, what has been the key for the Freeman Flyers so far?
Well, I think the main thing to look at is the size difference. They're getting so many offensive rebounds, so many points down low. But I think for Lower Brule, they're getting good looks. They just, that first quarter, they weren't getting their threes to fall. I think it picked up more in the second quarter, but it's going to be something they're going to need to key in on is their shot making in the second half.
I agree with that. And then, like, the thing is, we got to look at Lower Brule. Their offense, that second quarter, they put up quite a few points, and especially on the backs of Josiah Whitney and Bradley LaForge. Bradley LaForge hit multiple three-pointers. Whitney put up 9 points in that first half and a couple really timely blocks. We also saw pretty impact defensive plays from number 20, Ethan Thigh. The key thing is here, though, Ethan Thigh is one of their big playmakers on defense. He has 4 fouls. He is at risk of fouling out, but it will be very difficult for the Sioux to justify taking Thigh out of this game because we all know that he is an impact defensive player, and they will need him if they want to win this game. We are 4 minutes away from the second half of action as the Freeman Flyers are taking on the Lower Brule Sioux.
Hi, this is Mike from Murph's Appliance of Vermilion. We are your one-stop for quality brand name appliances and expert advice and service. We are committed to giving you the best selection and service at the lowest possible price. Experience Big City selection on Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and KitchenAid appliances with all our personal small-town service. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturday, 10 to 1. You can also check out our inventory and shop online at murphsappliance.com. Our call is at 605-624-7491. That's Murph's Appliance, historic downtown Vermilion.
Helena Agra Enterprises is one of the foremost agronomic solution providers in the U.S. with over 500 branch locations. Helena markets and sells inputs that improve agricultural productivity for greater customer returns. Helena's theme of people, products, knowledge reinforces the company's commitment to helping customers succeed through the knowledgeable and dedicated people, useful and unique products, and the latest proven technologies. Helena is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
Trust Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning in Viborg for all your HVAC needs. Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning features Coleman Heating and Cooling Units. The Coleman name is a trusted icon in America. Known for the rugged dependability and tremendous value, Coleman products stand the test of time. So if you need HVAC work, let the professionals at Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning handle the task from start to finish. Give them a call for whatever the South Dakota weather throws your way.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with a small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msvsd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is a proud sponsor of the athletic and academic activities in the communities they serve, hoping this season is a memorable one. From Merchant State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Get your grocery list and head to Hometown Grocery on Main Street in Viborg. Warm up with hot deals at Hometown Grocery, home of super savings, putting more purchase power into your food dollars. So pile up the pantry, load up the shelves. With hundreds of new items, you'll find everything on your grocery list if you can find room in your freezer. Visit Hometown Grocery on Facebook and check out the latest ad to save even more. Hometown Grocery is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Good luck, Cougars.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming 35 seconds before the second half of action as the Lower Brule Sioux are taking on the Freeman Flyers. This should be a good show here. 38-22 is definitely a close enough game in SODAK 16 that it could go either way. Lower Brule's offense really took off in the second quarter. They were able to break up some off-ball passes. They were also able to get a couple blocks. But then also another key factor here is that Freeman has shot very well from three. They have gotten a lot of offensive rebounds. So this is a very back-and-forth game, and it's exciting to see what's going to happen.
I think for me the biggest key is for Freeman, continue to figure out how you're going to attack that zone. They did a really good job of it in the second quarter, finding guys down low. They need a repeat of that if they want success in the second half.
And Freeman takes over possession. Kerrigan to Walter, back to Kerrigan. Kerrigan to Peters. Clearing out the basketball, trying to navigate this 2-3 zone are the Freeman Flyers. Walter over in the corner. He'll try to drive, give it to Sorensen. Short jumper, rebounded by Middleton of the Sioux. Pass up, driving through the defense, trying to cut and take that floater shot. It's in and out. What a look for Whitney. And he tries to fight for the basketball. It's recovered by the Flyers. And Peters thought about taking the shot, but he'll hop step, pass it back up to Walter, who will drive at the rim, kick it over to Sorensen on the three-point line. And he'll drive, pump fake, blocked by Antelope, recovered by Whitney, and foul by Freeman.
Man, some of these blocks by Lower Brule have been absolutely unbelievable. They're getting their hands up, they're getting on these balls, but most importantly, they're not fouling in the process.
Yeah, I haven't really seen a team with this great of an affinity to get a block or a jump ball. Lower Brule's really fighting hard here. Over in the corner, it's back to LaForge. She'll just take the three again. It's short. Middleton's able to get that rebound over to Antelope. Antelope trying to pump fake, crossover. Steps back into a three. It falls off the front iron, pulled down by Freeman. Kerrigan, full court pass up to Sorensen. Sorensen up top, rebounded, stolen by LaForge. Antelope takes it all the way at the other end, and it goes off the glass. Taden Kerrigan brings it the other direction. Bullet pass to Peters, over to Miller. He'll shot fake, take the sidestep three, and it's short. Sorensen gets the rebound, poked out by Lower Brule. Jumper popped up, almost rebounded. Freeman tried to get the basketball, but Josiah Whitney put himself between the ball and the clear lane, and Freeman just had to commit the turnover.
Yeah, I think that might have been Freeman's ball had he not went in to dive for it. Aggressive play, I like the effort, but maybe could have gone without.
Antelope, catch and shoot three-pointer, right side of the rim. He's a good three-point shooter. It's just that some of these looks have been a little bit difficult. That one, a good one. Walter trying to navigate that zone. It's over to Kerrigan on the wing. Bullet pass over to Sorensen, poked out of his hands into the hands of number 22, Peters. Back over to Kerrigan, catch and shoot three. Bounces up, rebounded by Antelope. Christian Antelope dribbling for the Sioux. Bullet pass is stolen. It was intended for Middleton. Sorensen, they try to poke the ball out of his hands and they commit a foul. Good instinct for the basketball, just a little bit too much contact. David Walter inbounding for the Flyers. Get up to Sorensen. He takes that floater and he makes it. What a shot from Sorensen.
Just picking apart that zone, finding the middle of the court. It's been there for a while.
Pass over. Fake from Lower Brule. Whitney trying to cross over the defending Kerrigan. Takes the pass out of it, and then he does pass out of it. Nicholas Flute gets the ball at the rim, banks it, doesn't go in. Tries to go up for the rebound, but it's pulled down by Kerrigan. Kerrigan, bullet pass to Walter, goes out of bounds.
Yeah, maybe Freeman trying to go too fast for their own good. They've been really at their best when they play patient, they slow it down, and they find the open man. Kind of a rush possession there.
Lower Brule takes possession. 5:12 to go in the third quarter. 40-22, the Flyers lead. Christian Antelope, double at the top of the key, stolen by number 20, Luke Miller. Miller gets the ball poked out, and it is going the other way, all the way up, and the shot make. What an outlet pass. What a make there. And guess who made the play on the ball to steal it? Ethan Thigh.
Ethan Thigh playing with 4 fouls. He's got to be careful not to get his 5th. Made a great play there to make a defensive play without fouling.
Up top to Sorensen, trying to clear out that basketball. And he falls to the ground as he loses control. 3 players hit the ground in less than 10 seconds. Kerrigan over in the corner. Bullet pass down low. It'll be Miller. He'll try to go through Middleton, and he draws the contact.
Yeah, possession maybe not going your way. Couldn't get anything open. When in doubt, drive to the basket. Put the ball up. You can get fouled. You can get a basket. It's your best case scenario.
Free throws at the line for Luke Miller. First one up, rattles out of the rim. We'll see Oliver Waltner check in for Tate Sorensen. At the line is Luke Miller. Second free throw chance is up and short. Lower Brule pokes it out, but he gets his own rebound, and he makes the two this time. Passed up to Antelope, crossing over. He'll face that double team, try to kick it over cross court. Number 5, Flute up to Whitney. Whitney crossing over to the left. Antelope from college range. Finds the front of the rim, rebounded by Kerrigan. Outlet pass up to Miller, and Antelope comes away with the steal. Back and forth game so far here. Christian Antelope with a defender on him. Screen from Middleton. Kind of takes the other screen from Middleton. Looks to do the dribble handoff. Kick it down low. It's thigh at the rim, and it falls a little short. Freeman comes away with the rebound. They will run the full court transition. Pump fake from number 22, Luke Peters. Got 3 Sioux in the air, and he's able to draw a foul at the rim.
Yeah, you can see the grimace there of a man who fell to the ground. That looked like a little bit of a hard foul. Glad everyone came up okay.
Yeah, it's one of those fouls where it's incidental contact because everybody flies into the sky, and they managed to commit the foul through the contact there. Yes. Inbounding is Luke Peters of the Flyers under his own basket. Passes it in, Taylor Goodwin. Kicks cross court. Back to Goodwin, down low. Waltner finds himself open, spins out of it, loses the basketball.
Maybe a little too much action there. They had a great play, got a guy open in the post, tried to make one more pass, and things got away from him.
Yeah, good defense there. Managed to lose the basketball. Whitney has it. He's got 2 Freeman Flyers shading him. Gives it up to LaForge. Finds himself up to thigh, passes out of that double in that half-court press. Back up to thigh, catch and shoot, three-pointer. Rolls off, fought for by the Flyers and the Sioux. And it rolls off the Sioux out of bounds. Flyer basketball.
Love the hustle there. Everyone trying to get in there and make a second play. Never giving up after the rebound's made. That's what you got to see in the playoffs.
Sorensen inbounds it to Kerrigan. Kerrigan crossing over on thigh. Can't find a lane, gives it up to Peters. Peters back to Kerrigan. Thought about that shot. He'll kick across. The Flyers passing it around the perimeter, trying to find that open look. Kerrigan thought about the shot. He'll hop step, floater, money. Kerrigan enters double digits with his 10th point of the game. Whitney has the ball, has that ball screen. He'll pop into the three-pointer. Falls a little off. Kerrigan brings it down. Kerrigan pushes the ball to Sorensen. Sorensen dribbling it back to Kerrigan, over to the wing. It's 15 Goodwin. Goodwin down low. Peters from the corner three. What a shot for Peters.
Freeman playing an excellent third quarter here. Really pulling away.
And a timeout for the Lower Brule Sioux, and we will take one as well on 5-Star Streaming.
Building a team takes the right mix of quality materials and expertise. You can find the lumber and materials for your next project at Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. Farmers Lumber Company knows that both area teams are built strong and are sure to be successful in tonight's game and beyond. So if you need lumber or hardware for your spring project, make sure to stop by Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. From Farmers Lumber Company, good luck to both teams.
The Viborg-Hurley Cougars are guilty of not only being great athletes, but great young adults growing into a great asset for the community. That's why Gary Ward of the Ward Law Office is proud to support the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Young Viborg-Hurley students are the future of our community, and the future is bright. So from Ward Law Office in Viborg, good luck to Viborg-Hurley Cougar student athletes in the game and in life. Go Cougars!
And we are back on 5-Star streaming on YouTube. 47-24 your score. The Flyers lead the Sioux. 2:02 to go in the third quarter of action here. On offense are the Sioux. Josiah Whitney at the top of the key gets a ball screen. He'll step to the right. Drive, pop it over to Antelope. Antelope doubled. Over to Whitney, pass broken up by Peters, and it's out of bounds off the Flyers.
Just so many active hands on this Freeman team, making it impossible for Lower Brule to get any type of offense going.
Pass back into Whitney, second try here. Twitchy dribble, handoff over to Antelope, and he finds an open lane and scoops it in. Peters the other way for Freeman. Kicks it over to Goodwin. Down low, it's Walter. Pass broken up. Sorensen kicks it over to Peters. Down over to the corner, it's Walter. And Sorensen pops the tray this time. It falls on the far side, and Antelope pulls down the rebound. Antelope with the ball screen. Drives it to his left. He floats it up, tries to get it off the glass, and it's pulled down by Waltner of the Flyers. Peters over to Walter. Over to Sorensen. He'll post up on the defense, take it off the glass, and he'll take 2 free throws after the Lower Brule foul.
Freeman aggressively getting down into the paint just like they've been doing all game. And you can see in the result here that it's been working well for them. They are almost a quarter away from punching a well-deserved ticket to the Barnett Center in Aberdeen.
Free throw attempt, up and in. What a shot from Sorensen. He has 9 on this game, coming off of a performance where he hit 3 3-pointers in Parkston. Whitney checking out for number 5, Nicholas Flute. At the free throw line is Sorensen. He takes that second shot, and that one also rattles home. Christian Antelope running the point for the Lower Brule Sioux. Pops that pass all the way up. It's on the wing, and the three-pointer falls a little off. Nicholas Flute, good attempt. Peters corralling the ball, pushing the pace. Sorensen thought about the shot. He'll kick it over to Walter, who will take that pull-up jumper. What a shot from Oliver Waltner. Antelope up. LaForge three-pointer. Trying to see if he can make it 3 of those. And the Flyers pull down the basketball. They're in the front court. 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, I see where he was coming from, trying to get the 2-for-1. Didn't quite get the shot off in time. Now Freeman's going to be able to dribble out the rest of the quarter.
Down low, Freeman takes a shot. No good for Oliver Waltner. Antelope's got 9 seconds to make something work for the Sioux. Loses his dribble and recovers it. Calls for the on-ball screen. Goes to his left. Goes to his right. Pulls up with a defender in his face, and he makes the shot. What a shot for Christian Antelope. What a statement. We'll enter period number 3 with some even more SODAK 16 action. Don't go anywhere on 5-Star streaming.
Attention farmers, looking for expert agronomy services and top-notch chemical spraying to maximize your fields? Look no further than Central Farmers Cooperative in Irene. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, their skilled agronomists tailor their advice to your fields, ensuing optimal crop health and productivity, targeting weeds and pests while preserving your soil's integrity. Call Chris Rutledge at 605-660-4146. Central Farmers Cooperative, cultivating excellence in every field.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
And we are back on 5-Star streaming on YouTube. The Lower Brule Sioux trail the Freeman Flyers by 22. The Sioux take possession here. Christian Antelope running the point for the Sioux. He just came off of a nice buzzer beater 3. Kick it down low to Thigh, and he'll get a ball screen from him. Trying to shake the defender, posting up, spinning out of the contact. Gets the dribble back, and the pass intended, and a foul as Nicholas Flute was trying to get the basketball back.
Yeah, got on a fast break there. Defender wanted to slow him up. A little too much contact. They're going to call that one every time.
Passing in is Luke Miller into Taden Kerrigan. Kerrigan trying to clear out the basketball. Pass over to the wing. It's Peters to Sorensen. Sorensen back to Peters, kind of surveying outside of this zone the way Freeman's been doing all game. Pass intended for Sorensen sails the offense out of bounds. Lower Brule ball. Inbounding is Thigh to Whitney of the Sioux. Whitney running the point, pressured by Kerrigan. He enters into a trap in the half court. Pass up to Flute. He'll drive on the defense, kick it back up to Whitney. He'll spin around. He's doubled. Hook pass goes out of bounds, and the Flyers take over. Kerrigan brings the ball up for the Flyers. Slowing down this Freeman offense. Kicks it over to the wing. Brody Sorensen. Kerrigan pulls up for three. It's a little short. Rebounded. Rebounded again. Second shot, no good. Kerrigan gets the rebound and makes the shot. 3 offensive rebounds in the moment of 5 seconds there, Max.
I mean, that is an unbelievable effort. 3 offensive rebounds in 1 possession. You don't see that every day.
Whitney gets a screen, spins, takes the jumper. What a shot. Whitney able to collect himself and control the dribble and the shot.
Whitney's kind of been their hero player so far this game. Let's see if he can keep it up with these last 6 minutes here.
Kerrigan with the floater, and it swishes. He has been quite a scorer here. He's got 14 now. Antelope passes out of it. Thigh converts on the other end.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication down low there.
Kerrigan guarded by Whitney. Walled up by Antelope. On-ball defense. Called for foul.
I mean, I'm really impressed with how this Freeman team has responded to these defensive sets. You'd see a lot of teams, when they see a 2-3 zone come out of nowhere, they start to panic. Not this Freeman team. You can tell they're really well coached. They know exactly where to be, in what situation, and I think they're doing a really good job of controlling this game.
Yeah, like you said, Freeman does run 2-3 zone sometimes, so you know they practiced against it, which can give them a factor offense and defense. Flyers get the pass in to Kerrigan. He floats it up. It's a little short. He gets his own rebound. A common theme tonight is Kerrigan's rebounding. Pass to the top of the key. Driving. Number 34, Tannerrock. And Antelope pulls in the ball. The Sioux go the other way. Crossing over. Pass down low. Thigh. Down to Middleton, and he's fouled at the rim.
Perfect ball movement there. Got the shot fake in the corner. Drive it down. It's 2-on-1. Great pass, leads to the foul, get him to the line.
At the line is Middleton of the Sioux, who has not taken free throws yet today.
Looks like the refs are cleaning up a spot on the floor.
Yeah, when players take a spill, normally it's a little bit of sweat, and you got to make sure there's no moisture for people to slip on.
Yeah.
55-33, 5:33 to go in this game. 22-point game. Middleton free throw. Up and in. And Middleton, you see that he's spotting up about a sneaker's length away from the free throw line.
Yeah, kind of a bizarre shooting motion. Everybody's got it different. Some people just super strong. They need to give themselves that extra inch buffer.
Second shot, good form, up and a little bit short.
Maybe would have liked that extra space there, huh?
Freeman goes the other direction, stolen by Whitney the other way, and he converts on the 2. Josiah Whitney has been an impact player all night for the Sioux.
Starting to run a press defense here. Freeman can't get intimidated by it.
Peters navigating the defense, kicks it up to McCune. McCune over to Peters. Peters drives, floats it up, and it goes off. He gets his own rebound. He'll float it back to Tanner Ock, who pops the three, wide open, and it's a make. Nothing but net for Ock. Antelope in the press over to Middleton. Middleton tries to clear out that dribble. He'll take a really deep three. Finds the back iron, rebounded by Lane McCune. McCune passes it up. Sorensen floats it off the glass and in. 24-point game now, 4:30 to go in the contest. Whitney slows it down, dribbles it, takes that Middleton screen. He'll go left into the middle of the defense, over to Antelope. Antelope pops the three. Flies off the rim, pulled down by the Flyers. McCune takes it up, guarded by Thigh, a really strong on-ball defender. Whitney breaks it up, Thigh pulls it in. Ball finds its way to Whitney. Kind of surveying the defense is Whitney. Crossing over to the left, tries to pull up at the rim. In contact at the defense is a foul.
Yeah, way to get to the basket. You know, things haven't been going great for your offense all night. Find the simple thing to do. Get a drive to the basket. Get to the free throw line. You can never go wrong.
Whitney back at the free throw line. Shot is up, and it rolls off the rim. Whitney, strong performance. He's got 13 points. I don't know how many steals or blocks, but he has been all over the court. Very strong performance from the junior guard. Second shot for Whitney of the Sioux is up, and it is just off again. Whitney guarding the full court offense. Goodwin passes out of it to Sorensen. Sorensen to McCune. Thought about the shot. He'll pass it over to Nankevel. Nankevel up top to Sorensen. He'll float it up and through.
These floaters have kind of been the bread and butter for Freeman tonight. Getting in the middle of that zone. Float it right up over them. It's a great shot.
Whitney, Middleton screen. He'll go right. He'll spin back. Left to right. Step back. What a ball handler Whitney is. He'll take it straight at the rack, through the contact, almost an and one, but it falls left on the rim.
Boy, I tell you, that shot was really close to going in, and that would have been a great highlight for Whitney. Great ball handling. Get through two defenders and get yourself to the line again.
Yeah, Whitney has quite a dribble out here. Definitely gets to put a show in front of a nice large crowd in Mitchell, South Dakota.
Yeah.
Second shot for Whitney, or first shot for Whitney. The follow-up, no good. Couple players check into the game for both teams.
Some first-time subs for Freeman here.
Second free throw. White River Lower Brule deciding not to rebound.
I'm going to sub in the shooter.
And Whitney, after a hard-fought night, takes the bench. Number 1, Isaiah Felicia checks in, the senior guard. Taylor Goen brings it up for the Flyers. Pass it over to McCune. McCune to the middle. Sorensen. Down low, pass to the wing. Goodwin pops the three. Rebounded by Lower Brule. They can't save the ball. It's a turnover.
Yeah, and a shot doesn't go for Freeman, but another great look against this zone defense. It's showing me it's not the personnel, it's the way they're coached. They know exactly where to be.
Very strong top to bottom roster for Freeman for sure. Number 23, Nankevel inbounding the ball for the Flyers. McCune has it. Dribbling to his right, he picks up his dribble, bullet pass in. Pump fake shot attempt off the glass, rebounded by Isaiah Felicia. Number 5, Flute over there, loses his dribble. Antelope pulls it up. It was off of the Flyers.
Freeman fans are wanting a backcourt, but it was tipped out of his hands. Fully legal for him to go pick that ball up.
Antelope crosses over to his right. Floats it down low. And one for Connor Charger, the 6'5" senior forward.
Yeah, great way there to kind of take advantage of the miscommunication on that Freeman side. They were kind of hoping for a whistle. Way to keep playing. Get yourself an and one.
Free throw for Connor Charger to make it a three-point play, and the senior does so. 62-39, 2:40 to go in the third quarter. A lot of stoppage here in the third quarter. McCune up top, over to Goodwin. Pass over to the wing. Excuse my roster is not complete. I don't have number 24 for the Flyers. Excuse me. Antelope controlling the offense for the Sioux. Left to right. Drives it right through the defense. To the defender. Ball is picked up. And it is Flute. Nick Flute drives to the rim. Almost an and one, but he'll just settle for some free throws. Flute will go to the free throw line and keep adding to the Sioux's free throw totals this quarter as the Flyers are in the bonus. And it looks like David Malanga, number 24. Max was able to secure that for me. For some reason, I did not import that into my roster. And that free throw, no good for the Sioux.
That's a couple missed free throws in a row for the Sioux there. Not sure if that's what Coach wants to see. Coach wants to see it in the game in your season.
Love the contact. There we go. Got that free throw in. You love drawing the contact at the rim, and the free throw converts there. Flyers float up the basketball, almost turn it over, but they secure it. Turnover forced by Flute. And Antelope's able to pull it in after not expecting the pass. Kicked over to the corner to Felicia. Back to Felicia. He'll just pop that three, catch a shoot, moon ball. Rebounded by Malanga.
That might be the most arc on a shot I've seen in a while.
Flyers take it up the other direction. Kicking it to the top. McCune from way out there. It's off. Middleton pulls down the board. He'll pull up the other way for the Sioux. Crossover to his right, to his left, to his right. Drive baseline. Floated up through the, almost gets his own rebound. Malanga pulls it down.
Looks like Lower Brule's going to go for a full 5 substitution here. Maybe get some of their bench players in. I see Whitney on the scorer's table as well.
Pump fake shot attempt, not up. Over to Sorensen, three-pointer. A little bit off the mark. And the Sioux take a timeout, and we will as well on 5-Star Streaming.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local.
And we are back on 5-Star Streaming. The Lower Brule Sioux take a three-pointer. It goes off. Malanga of the Flyers pulls it down. And he brings it over to McCune. McCune back to Malanga. Pressured way out there. Kicks it over to his teammate, Schultz. And popping the shot is Braden Mangle, but that doesn't go quite. And we also got a shot attempt from Malanga. And the Sioux pull down the rebound this time. Whitney brings it up the other direction for the Sioux. Kicks it over to LaForge. Up top, the three-pointer doesn't quite fall for Lower Brule. The Flyers have 23 seconds left in this game, and we are almost wrapped up here in Mitchell. What a doubleheader here. 2 great SODAK 16 games. Nothing but quality basketball here. A lot of new players out there on the court. Michael Hood out there on the court now. Thanks again to Max. And we have McCune up there. Freeman will choose to just dribble out this basketball. And they'll punch their ticket to the state tournament in Aberdeen, South Dakota, the third largest city in the whole state.
What a great season and what a great game by Freeman. Really showing they deserve their ticket to the Elite Eight. And very proud, I'm sure their coaches of them, that they aren't done here. They've got a long ways to go. And they know that they're capable of more than just an Elite Eight appearance.
Yeah, I'll do a quick score update here of other SODAK 16 scores. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Thanks to Max for chipping into this broadcast. And thank you, Trenton, for helping with this broadcast. Without you guys, we wouldn't be on air. We wouldn't have everything that we do have. I'll pull up some of these scores from around the state, and we can see how the SODAK 16 for Class B has been shaking out. Freeman here defeated Lower Brule by 22. What a showing. Lyman leads Leola Frederick area by 11. Wall is tied 64-64 with Sanborn Central Woonsocket. Sully Buttes leads Dupree 40-38. What a group of games going on right now in the SODAK 16. Everybody, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being on 5-Star Streaming. We will probably be back for the state championship and tournament as the Flyers and the Viborg-Hurley Cougars advance. Thank you for tuning in.